All right, first off, let's check sound. So you're number one if you ever want to. But you got your volume. Can you hear me pretty good? You like that volume?
Yeah, I'm a little loud.
A little loud, okay. I can correct that. I'm going to go up on mine just a little. All right, how's that? I'll be talking pretty loud, actually, pretty during it. So, yeah, if it's loud then I'd say I could turn mine down too a little bit. All right, welcome all KMA listeners, KMA Extreme. We are with some week 0 football here. Q Hank Williams Jr. music here. Dusty Scahill, Kent Larson. We are in Sidney watching this non-district 8-man football week 0 matchup. Exira EHK heading south to take on the Sidney Cowboys. Season opener, home opener for Sidney. These two teams met last year, Kent, 46-32. Exira ended up on top on that one. I was there last year calling that game in Exira. Aaron Lang, the AD for Sidney, was alongside calling that game with me. Can't call one at home. He's got too much to do. He's already sweating. It is starting to trickle a little bit of rain here, but Aaron Lang's been sweating since about 3:30 trying to get this home opener underway. Kent, when you've been looking at this matchup before, I mean, we've had weeks to prepare for it. Now we knew we were calling it. Well, what do you see here when it's going to be a kind of a rematch from about last year?
Well, it'll be really interesting to see how this one goes. Sidney lost a lot of senior production from last year's team. They're relying on a lot of young players, especially at the quarterback position tonight, starting a true freshman. The Spartans, on the other hand, return a lot of players from last year, especially at the skill position. They return their starting quarterback. Also, we consider coaching changes. Experience on Exira's Elkhorn Kimballton's part, Sidney breaking in a brand new coach that was hired late in the summer and a brand new staff. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
They graduated a lot of seniors, first-year head coach starting a freshman quarterback. That doesn't mean much to the Cowboys, though. Kyle Wallace coming over from being an assistant over in Shenandoah. Played at Southeast Polk, was a state champion. Played college football, was on a staff on a college football, in college football. I mean, he knows what he's doing for sure. Kyle Wallace era gets underway here tonight. He's going to be taking on Exira. They won last year, 46-32, like I previously mentioned. Last year they had a little bit of a indecisive of where they should be playing quarterback. They started off the year with Jocelyn Kilworth at quarterback. I think this was the third game of the year last year when these two teams played. They had made the switch to Bryce Brabham by that time, and this was about the game where Bryce had that breakout part of his season. He had 6 touchdowns in that game, over 200 yards rushing as well. Had a really great game, and he led them on a victory here last year. See if we can do more of the same tonight, because him and Kilworth both come back. They got some good senior leadership on that side there, Kent.
Yeah, they really do. And you mentioned Brabham, passing, I think he was like 8 for 9 in that game against Sidney. So, when you have a dual threat quarterback that can run like he did, you mentioned the 6 touchdowns, that can also throw it and keep you honest. That's tough on any defense.
I kind of mentioned it's getting a little bit of a trickle, so it's not the hot day that it was. I thought maybe it was going to be pretty humid at kickoff, but it's got some pretty good conditions out there for the players. It is week 0. This is AMA football. When you look at these starting lineups for both offenses and defenses, I think both sides have 7 guys going both ways, so it's August. We know it's going to be conditioning is going to be a thing, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Non-district game, week 0, I think anything really here can happen. What any thoughts there, Kent, when it comes to week 0 on these early growing pains for a team coming together?
Well, it's really challenging. You know, like I said, you know, you're starting a week before everybody else. You know, you did get to practice a little bit earlier, but still, you know, you haven't even been in school yet. So that makes it a little tough. But, you know, you mentioned the weather. You know, these players have to be breathing a sigh of relief how hot it's been the last few days. It's beautiful out here tonight. You know, the little trickle of rain's not going to bother anything. Field's in fantastic condition. Sidney has really done a nice job with their facilities here, you know, putting the all-weather track in, brand new bleachers. We're in a brand new press box that's only been up for 2 years now, and just fantastic what they've done here in Sidney. So for those of you that haven't been here in a while, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Even have it parking now, which is unique for all the years here at Sidney, kind of in the pit.
This rain means nothing to me. This is the second game I've done here at Sidney. I did the opening night of this field. It was late in the season. They got to finally play a home game, and that was about an inch of rain fell during that whole game. It was pretty miserable to watch, be out in after the game. It was something else. Tonight, much better conditions. I am interested, though, because how slick is it going to be? It did rain a little bit before kickoff, and Exira EHK definitely going to want to keep it on the ground a little more. Maybe some short end zone or red zone passes to Kilworth, their tight end H-back, because he's got probably the biggest body out there, especially when it comes to skill position guys. And Sidney on the other side, they're kind of want to open it up a little bit more, even though they have a freshman quarterback going to be starting here, and admittedly hasn't played much football. He is a pretty good little athlete in Evan Lum, and we're going to see what he can do and create out there. And he's got 2 seniors to rely on offensively in Tate Mount and Aiden Stenzel. Stenzel comes back as the leading receiver, had 5 touchdowns last year, over 200 yards receiving, 450 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns last year, 20 receptions is why that 2 is in my head. So he's got him to rely on, and they're going to move Tate Mount, a good athlete, to running back as well. So the young offense, see what they can come out and do. Hopefully that slick ball conditions isn't an issue for the Cowboys. We got about 5 minutes, I'd say, till the national anthem's going to get underway. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Now, you guys stick around for Week 0 matchup, Sidney versus Exira EHK here on the KMA Extreme. We'll be back right after this quick break to bring you Week 0, EHK versus Sidney.
Shenandoah Medical Center, in collaboration with MD West 1, provides the most comprehensive orthopedic care in our region. Whether you have pain stemming from an athletic injury or overuse, you will have immediate access to high-quality orthopedic care. My name is Michael Delcor, and I am an orthopedic surgeon specializing in the upper extremity. Whatever the case, I will work with you to determine the best treatment plan. For more information about our extensive orthopedic coverage, simply call 712-246-7400.
T&T Ford outside Red Oak will have you taking notice. Sure, the name and logo are nice, but those trucks, and more trucks are guaranteed to catch your eye. And Ag Country trucks aren't just about convenience, they're part of the operation. And the sales team at T&T Ford can help you find and finance the right Ford truck to take you from to-do to done with efficiency. Plus, their service team has the know-how to keep your truck at its best. New name, new experience. T&T Ford just east of Red Oak and anytime at tntford.com.
All right, welcome back, KMA listeners, watchers here on the KMA Extreme. Week 0 football is here. Everybody excited. We are in Sidney watching this non-district matchup. Exira EHK heading south, facing Sidney. Season opener, obviously, because we're in this Week 0 matchup. They are shaking hands. Their starting lineups are underway. We're just about ready to get some football going. Let's go over some starting lineups for both these teams. They're doing the kickoff the coin toss right now, seeing who's going to be receiving first. We'll go ahead and go with the Exira EHK starting offense. They have Bryce Brabham, the senior, did everything last year when they came out victorious at home. Had over 200 yards rushing in that game versus Sidney. Had 11 touchdowns rushing on the ground last year, 18 total, 1,168 yards purely on the ground. Justin Kilworth, another senior leader, wearing number 6, tight end, H-back. He will be in those red zone situations. He had 4 touchdowns catching last year. Number 2 is a wide receiver, sophomore, Blake Nelson. Jack Hansen, wearing number 22, is the other wide receiver, and another sophomore. See if those youngsters can step up and get some snags. On the offensive line, 72, Jack Lasik is a junior. Number 34, Gus Greving. Number 45, Anthony Young is a junior. Pretty big line compared to the Sidney Cowboys for EHK. We'll see how that comes out on as well. And then that running back, Alan Olson, is a senior. Didn't go out last year, but he's going to be the starting running back tonight for Coach Buckholt and those Spartans. For the defensive side on Sidney, they'll be going with it. They got up front the senior leader, Ben Kingsolver. Number 55, Austin Lang and Will Hobby will be the defensive front for the Cowboys. At linebacker, Tate Mount is a senior, and Flint Bell along him will be another senior. 2 linebackers come in. Tate Mount had a lot of experience last year, had some good tackles for loss. Comes back as one of the leading tacklers. In that secondary, Aiden Stenzel will be back there picking off passes, hopefully for the Cowboys. Good athlete back there playing center field. Rylan Barons and Zach Boyd are the youngsters that might be getting tested tonight. Keep your eye on that. Dusty Scahill, Kent Larson here on KMA Extreme, bringing you guys this matchup. Kyle Wallace era in Sidney about to get underway, Kent. I was looking down at my lineups. What did we get here? Who won the toss, and how did it end up shaking?
Well, it looks like Zaire Cohen-Kimbleton is going to kick off. Sidney will receive.
Okay. Well, I said my starting lineups backwards then. So, hey, during this drive right here, you'll hear pretty much the same names, just at different positions here. We kind of talked about it a little bit. Evan Lahman going to be that 9th grader freshman quarterback getting that start. Got some seniors to throw to. Heck, Sidney Cowboys even handed off to Kingsolver a couple times last year. See what Coach Wallace has in mind. He says he's going to open it up a little bit more, maybe spread out that 8-man formation, get his athletes out in space with numbers, get that advantage away. But we are about to get underway. Football is here in late August. That is going to be Alan Olson. Didn't go out last year, came out this year, ends up being the kicker as well. Big body out there for the Spartans. He's 6'2", 185. And we are underway. Tate Mount lets it bounce. Going to be a touchback. Sidney starting the 15-yard line here. This 8-man Week 0 matchup.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch the freshman play tonight, Dusty Lahman. They've been talking about him for a few years now. Tremendous athlete, great baseball player. I know he started on the baseball team this past summer. So I'm excited to get a chance to watch him play.
And here we go. They're going to be trotting that offense out there. Kyle Wallace era underway. Evan Lahman era underway. Behind him will be Mount. Boyd will be at a flank H-back position. We're pretty tight at the moment here, but he isn't shotgun. Lahman gets a sign from his coach there on the sideline. Snaps will be interesting as well in this early one. Lahman gets a hold on it. They're going to go up the middle, and he was open. Stenzel just gets overthrown there from Lahman, and Brabham did get a hand on it there defensively, closer to him playing center field, the good athlete captain on the other side for the Spartans, but incomplete pass ends up 2nd and 10 here.
Yeah, you probably have a little nerves on that first play. He had good time to throw the football, had an open receiver, just overshot him a little bit.
You kind of mentioned nerves. Even I think he didn't get a good catch on that snap as well. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now we got twins to the right. A little more spread out. Nobody in tight here as Mount moves to his side. Now he will get motioned out. 3 receivers on one side. Lahman's looking that way. Going to throw it up again. Mount does a wheel route. Overthrown once again. Incomplete. Decent coverage there by Justin Kilworth to run with Mount.
Really good coverage by Kilworth. He was step for step with him and You thought maybe Mount was going to be able to come up and go over the top of him and make a catch. But once again, good protection by this offensive line.
Third and 10 early on. That offensive line of Kingsolver, Lang, and Hobby. Third and 10 here early on, first drive for the Cowboys. Lawman right in front of Mount, his running back. H-back on the left side of him in tight. Faking that handoff. They're going to go on a slant route. Is a nice catch there. Rylan Barron steps up. The junior gets a slant route, catches it with footsteps coming. He gets a first down there, waving those on.
Yeah, got it by about a yard. Nice throw by Lawman.
Get that to the 25-yard line. Needed 10, got 10. So good job there. Third and long. Get that drive to continue on here. And there, how much do you think that means for Evan Lawman to get that cobweb out of the way? All right, there's my first complete pass. Now let's roll.
Well, that's huge, too, and that has to build a little confidence.
It is a handed off now. Mount's first carry. He's got an opening, and he gets 8 or 9 yards there on that first one.
Yeah, tackle made by Bryce Brabham. Good hole. This offensive line from Sidney's really done a nice job here the first 4 plays.
Mount gets his first rush. Didn't play this position really last year, so it's going to be a new one for him even though he's a senior. Gets it to the 33-yard line, second and short. They're going to do a student body to the left with Lawman, just a straight, tries to go off tackle. Someone makes a nice defensive stop there. Looks like Evan Lang, Jack Hansen stuck his head in there, made an open field tackle.
Yeah, it looked like that was going to go a little bit, kind of got delayed a little bit, and that allowed Hansen to come in and make a really good tackle, brings up third and short.
Gain of 1 maybe, makes it third and even shorter. Under a yard to go, and the Cowboys come up with that tight formation, and Mount's going to be the one under center. So Mount is actually the one that has it. He's going to lunge forward, didn't have a clean handle on it, but he gets that first down after he puts his head down.
Yeah, kind of avoided disaster because I think his ball hit the ground, kind of came back up to him. Jack Lassick makes the tackle.
But it is a first down for the Cowboys. Second one here on third down. Getting near midfield. They're at the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line. 40 being the midfield here on 8-man football, 80-yard field. Lawman is in shotgun, but he's going to give it to Mount. Mount makes one move and then misses a tackle, and then bowls through another, goes out of bounds. Hard 7-yard run by the senior.
Yeah, really good run by Mount because they had him stood up at the line of scrimmage, and he just kept his legs moving, was able to break a couple tackles and pick up positive yards.
Crosses midfield, gets it to 2nd and 4 or so. Nice run there, and 4 straight runs here from the Cowboys after opening up with 3 straight passes. Decently tight formation, strong along that left-hand side, away from you here. Fake handoff. Lawman keeps it. He goes up the middle, gets stopped before the first down, but gets a good chunk of yards gained here on second down.
Yeah, there was Grieving and Brabham on the tackle, but nice job by Lawman, was able to pick up a couple extra yards. Once again, good hard running by the Cowboys so far.
2nd and 4th was already going to be pretty manageable there on third down, but making it even easier, opening up the playbook a bit. Had a lot of runs in a row. Let's see what Kyle Wallace and the Cowboys do here. Going to have Lawman keep it himself. He does make a little bit of a direction change and then bull forward for that first down. 3 first downs for Sidney on this opening one.
Yeah, I didn't know what they'd do on that play, Dusty. I thought maybe they might take a shot.
I thought so
at
too.
3rd and short,
and
then come back, and they can always pick it up on 4th. But Alan Olson made that tackle for the Spartans, and Sidney's kind of got the Spartan defense on their heels here. You mentioned 3 straight pass plays and now 4 or 5 straight running plays.
In these first 10 plays, not much penetration here. As I say that, Lawman's in trouble for the first time, but he makes a tackler miss. Makes another move, lunges forward, does do a good job of scrambling for a maybe 1-yard gain, but avoided disaster, Kent.
Well, Alan Olson was right in the backfield, had a chance for a sack, would have been about a 10-yard loss, and just a little too straight up and down for Olson. Lawman was able to duck underneath him and pick up a yard.
Kind of gave him an open field to go right at Lawman, and I'm guessing they're let the athlete make a man miss and then go on and try to do a little bit of a gain there. Got 1, 2nd and 9 coming up. Sidney sending 2 receivers out to the left. Actually, we're going to go really wide. We got 2 on each side. Spread them out with Mount coming in motion towards us. Nobody in the backfield going to go for a pass, but there's that penetration. Lahman's going to tuck it and run. He's not looking up for a pass at all. He's going to turn this into some yards gained. Another good job of scrambling in that pocket, then going for some yards.
Well, once again, the Spartans brought the house that time. Olsen was in there along with Lassick. Both had Lahman in their sights, and the freshman was able to show some speed and get around the corner.
Got to a little bit of a corner there. Got to 3rd and 2, so a 7-yard gain for the freshman. 3rd and 1 once again. Couple of already first down conversions.
Well, that's the thing with only 8 players on defense. When offense spreads them out like that, if you can get by that initial front 3 on defense, you're going to have some running room.
So I don't see an Evan Lahman out there. I see Aiden Stenzel and Tate Mount in the backfield. Let's see what they got the senior doing. They're going to give it to Mount up on the H front. He's going to option to Stenzel. Stenzel's got a first down. Good wrap-up tackle there from Kilworth, but not until the Cowboys get another conversion. Very sideways option there, Kent. That was they were very tight. I know what it's option pitch relation. I didn't see much of it there, but it doesn't matter. Stenzel is going to get that first down.
Yeah, not only that, boy, they are really running the clock. We're down to 7:45 to go in the first quarter.
1st and 10 from inside the 20-yard line. Strong left with those receivers out left side. Kind of Stenzel's far back. Let's see if it's a screen to him. They're going to send him in motion. They're going to give it to him as he comes across on a jet sweep. He's got one corner, goes right at Brabham. Brabham brings him down, but we are inside the 10-yard line. Going to be 1st and goal for the Sidney Cowboys.
Boy, and he got a really nice block on the outside by Tate Mount. He was kind of the lead back on that, was able to hook the defensive end and allow Stenzel to get out there.
Getting down to the 7-yard line. I know coaches say they script the first bunch of plays, and man, if Kyle Wallace had this in his dreams last night, this is going to be exactly what he wanted to go through here. Receivers out wide on either side on 1st and goal for the Cowboys. Lahman's going to hand it off to Mount. He's going to get a little bit of a push from his line, but brought down quickly. Maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, that was Jack Lassick on the tackle. It looked like that might go for a little bit more, but Lassick did a nice job plugging the hole.
Decent push from the offensive line of Sidney, but yeah, Lassick has been the one to get in there a couple times. 2nd and goal coming up from the 6. Kind of the same formation there. Boyd in that H-back. Mount gets it up the middle, has another hole, but he's brought down quickly once again. Short gain because he got that offensive line push, but the linebackers for the Spartans flying around. 3rd and goal from the 4 coming up.
Yeah, there was Gus Grieving that time that came in and made the tackle for the Spartans.
Chunk yardage here as we've gotten closer on Sidney's side of the field. Looks like Aiden Stenzel's the one taking the play from the sidelines, and he is going to be the one back there deep. They have another H-back that's wearing number 77. It's not looking like a skill player. They're going to go up the middle, but that is plugged up. There's the first tackle for loss on the night. Credit Jocelyn Kilworth.
Yeah, that was a good job by Kilworth. He just shot the gap up the middle. Was able to get in and make that tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
First tackle for loss on the night for the Spartans. Couldn't come at a bigger time here. Going to be 4th and goal from the 5 on the opening drive of the season. Now, I mean, they've shown they haven't thrown it in a while. It is 4th down now. Let's see what they get comfortable with. Lahman with Mount behind him. Mount is going to go back for a pass. He does have Stenzel on the outside, but he left it too far on the inside. It is still caught. It was juggled between him and Hansen. It is going to come up short, though. It's going to be on the 3-yard line, and the Sidney Cowboys cannot convert. And the Exira EHK Spartans get that ball back. Woo.
Yeah, big defensive stand by the Spartans there. Ball was just thrown a little bit behind Stenzel. I thought it was going to be intercepted for a second.
A good throw. Stenzel was open. I think had a step on his man. It would have been interesting, but turnover on downs. And see what the Spartans and Bryce Brabham can come do on their first possession of the game here. Brabham's going to go out there. Nobody in his backfield. See if anyone gets motion back there. They're just going to let Brabham go up the middle. That was a big play last year where it was no doubt Brabham's running it. Sometimes you get a blocker, sometimes they'd spread you out, but it was a lot of him last year.
Yeah, it was Flint Bell that made the tackle for the Cowboys.
So he does get some good yardage there. Actually got more than I thought. Ends up getting, looks like 3 or 4 yards there. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 to go here. Brabham back in that empty backfield. Kilworth will be in motion. Making that strong to the right side. A lot of motion there. The Spartans jump off sides. So it's going to be halfway back. Still second down coming up. There's the early season hiccup I've seen. That's about the first one.
Yeah, kind of an interesting defense for Sidney. Just a two-man front. They've got a freshman, Bryce Winters, playing the nose, and then they have one defensive end, and then they're running 4 linebackers that are about 3-4 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Interviewed Coach Wallace this week about this opening game and said that had to give credit to, didn't want to give the scheme away, but had to give credit to Coach Roberts, the defensive coordinator. So here they got, all standing, kind of an amoeba-looking defense. You don't know where the darts will be coming from. Brabham makes a spin move, but the defense is tenacious for the Cowboys. Kingsolver makes that open field tackle. Yeah. Good penetration from the D-line.
Yeah, it really was. Flint Bell was in there as well.
Pretty much no gain at all there. Maybe give them to the 5-yard line. Going to be 3rd and long for the Spartans.
Yeah, big play here for both teams because if Sidney can get a stop here, they're going to get the ball back probably about midfield, if not closer.
3rd and 9 to go. 2 receivers out far. Then another one out to the left side close to us. Jack Hansen's going to be the one on our near side. Kilworth will be in motion. 3 receivers on one side. Brabham will just keep it. Sidney had the idea, though. Nice penetration and good tackle there from Will Hobby. D-line going both ways here. Nice tackle to make, I'm guessing, the Spartans punt here, Kent.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Kingsolver was in there as well, but nice job by Hobby.
So maybe gets to the 8-yard line or so, but that isn't going to be close enough at all inside your own 10-yard line. Kilworth will be back to punt for the Spartans. Stenzel back to receive for the Cowboys. He did this last year as well. He knows what he's doing. Kilworth gets a good snap, gets it off, and it is high. Stenzel's going to field it. Makes 1 man miss, makes 2 miss, makes a 3rd miss. He's got the sideline, but a flag is thrown on this back end side. Can't be good for the Cowboys, I'm guessing.
No, this one will come back, but nice return by Stenzel.
Yeah, Aiden Stenzel, good punt returns last year. 2 kickoff returns, I know. Let's see what this call will be here as Cowboys are already marching back. They will still be on their side of the field, though, to start it off.
Yeah, ball will be spotted about a yard off midfield. Should have it about the 39, I would think.
So both teams coming up empty in that first possession of the year. No first downs for Exira EHK. Sidney probably had 5. Came up empty as they went for it on 4th and goal.
And just a 10-yard penalty, so they'll start on the 36.
36-yard line. Sidney.
Yeah, you just didn't know what the Cowboys were going to have this year. We talked about all the seniors they lost, new coaching staff. I've been impressed so far by this young Cowboy squad.
Spreading them out wide, 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Lahman's all by himself back there. 2-minute motion, so that means you're going to have all come to pause before the snap. They do so. Good discipline so far early on from the Cowboys, but physically, EHK was ready, and they plugged that hole up.
Yeah, play just took a little while to develop, and good job up front by the Spartans. Gus Grieving ends up making the tackle for a loss of 1.
Grabbing a returning defensive leader for the Spartans. A rare, so far in this early game, loss here for the Cowboys. 2nd and 12 coming up. Second and 12, Lahman breaks his huddle. Stenzel comes in motion, going to give it to him on that jet sweep. He's had success every time he's touched it. He's going to get some yards and then some right at that first down stick when he goes out of bounds. Stenzel so close to just getting a real corner and just running away from everybody there. Nice 2nd and long play. Going to bring up 3rd and short.
Well, Stenzel has some good speed and was able to get around that corner. Defensive end for the Spartans lost outside containment, allowed Stenzel to get around him.
So it's going to be 3rd and a long 2 maybe. Lahman in that short shotgun sends Mount beside him. Gonna fake it to Mount. Another slant there, caught once again. Same suspect, Rylan Behrens takes another slant on the other side of the field. Cashes it in for a touchdown. Nice play there from the Cowboys to get it to 6-0.
Wow, good throw by Lawman. That time the slant pass was right on the money. It's the second time we've seen Behrens catch that slant pass. He had one for a first down on the first drive.
Evan Lawman to Rylan Behrens for a touchdown. Sidney going up early. Kyle Wallace has got to be pretty pleased with that offense so far. They're going to be going for 2, it looks like here. 2:11 left in the game. As Kent kind of alluded to earlier, Sidney just really chewing that clock on that first one. Lawman's going to come this way on a rollout. He's going to tuck it and get it. 2-point conversion. Make it 8-0. Sidney with that lead. Yeah, they looked pretty good so far here with 2:11 left in the first quarter.
Well, they really have. And once again, nice play by Lawman. He kind of hesitated for a little bit and acted like he was going to pass it, which kind of held the defense up a little bit, and then he was able to sprint and get to the corner of the end zone for the 2-point conversion. But, Sidney was really fortunate. You mentioned Coach Wallace. I've heard nothing but great things about Coach Wallace, and like I said, it was a late hire. Coach Bales, ended up getting who was a coach last year, got the athletic director job at Clarinda over the summer, and so it was a scramble trying to find somebody to come in, and they were really fortunate to get a person of Coach Wallace's pedigree. He's done it all. He was 4A football, and you mentioned he played college football, a lot of experience, first head coaching job. But, boy, I tell you what, everybody I've talked to has just been really impressed
so far,
how well he's done.
Yeah, so far so good for the Sidney Cowboys. 8-0, they take that lead, 2:11 left in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this here. Thank you to our sportscasters for bringing us this Week 0 matchup. Sidney leading 8-0.
Is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
All right, welcome back, KMA Extreme listeners. 8-0. Sidney Cowboys come away with the touchdown on their second offensive possession via a touchdown pass from Evan Lawman to Rylan Behrens. Cowboys getting ready to kick off here to Exira. Exira hopefully getting it a little bit in better position than last time. Had to start on the 3-yard line. Couldn't get anything going here early on. Aiden Stenzel getting ready to kick off for the Cowboys. It is going to go out of bounds, and that's a great kick there from Stenzel, so EHK is going to have a pretty good field position to start off here. Expect a lot from Bryce Brabham coming up and see what they mix up here with Coach Buck Holt in the offense.
It should take over on the 25, I believe.
1st and 10 coming up, second offensive possession for the Spartans. They're going to choose to have it on that far hash as well. I guess they get to choose, or is that just because it went out of bounds on that side? That's a rule I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one either.
Nonetheless, they will be on this hash mark nearest to us. It's going to be Olsen next to Brabham. Shotgun, you got a receiver on either side. No down lineman for Sidney once again. They're going to hand it off to Olsen. He gets a good corner, and there's the first good chunk of yards for the Spartans. Finally don't have that end zone right at their back, and they get a good hole opened up there for Olsen.
Yeah, they really did. Zach Boyd ends up making the tackle.
First player not named Bryce Brabham to touch the ball as well, and they get across midfield, 1st and 10 from Sidney's 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's really tough at the line of scrimmage. You mentioned everybody was standing up for the defense, and you're giving up a little bit of momentum with those linemen firing off.
Olsen's going to get it once again. Gets up the middle, hit hard, but after a couple of yards, Mount brings him down, and then Boyd finishes it off. Sorry, Behrens finishes it off for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it looked like Olsen was going to break through there, and then Behrens came up, and he laid a good shoulder wallop on him.
2nd and 8 coming up here. Another run by Brabham. He gets out of an ankle tackle there. Mount can't bring him down in the backfield. Makes something out of nothing. 2nd and long. Going to make it 3rd and short with Bryce Brabham's 2nd effort. 2nd and 1 coming up, man. He got a long way on that 2nd effort.
Yeah, he really did. Sidney was able to get some penetration on that play. Just couldn't bring him down. And
be down to the 27-yard line. Short to go here.
Kind of see here on 3rd and short if the Spartans decide to try to hit a big play.
Empty backfield coming up here. Brabham in shotgun. Receivers in tight as well. They're going to keep it up the middle on a rush. And, man, Sidney was ready. They got penetration and brought him down. Kingsolver was there. Zach Boyd was there as well. Kingsolver having himself a game, and Coach Wallace called it. He's their senior leader up front. Made 3rd and short even a little bit longer. It's going to be 4th and 2 to go now.
Yeah, the Spartans may just let this clock wind down. We're getting about 10 seconds to go. I think they can probably run the quarter out and talk about it before this 4th down play.
It's going to be 4th and 2 coming up here, as they are going to let it go to a break. I assume 2-1-0. So 4th and short coming up. We'll take a quick break. Bring you the 2nd quarter here in Sidney. Sidney leading 8-0. A big down coming up here for Exira EHK. See what they can do. We'll be back after this.
Sure what you want to do with your life? Feel like your job is at a standstill? Get your foot in the door with area manufacturing companies at Iowa Western Community College's SEAM program. Sign up now in the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing through IWCC. Classes are just 2 early evenings a week with holidays and summers off. Improve your current skills and learn new ones that will give you a new career or even enhance your current one. For more information on SEAM, contact IWCC's Clarinda Center at 712-542-5117.
Ready to grow your future with a bank that truly cares? Welcome to Malvern Bank, where we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success. At Malvern Bank, we specialize in ag loans that help our local farmers thrive. Whether you're planting seeds for the future or expanding your current operations, we've got the financing solutions to help your farm flourish. So why wait? Visit us today and see how Malvern Bank can make a difference in your life. Together, let's grow our future. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nutrient Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrient Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrient Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the...
All right, after the 1st quarter break, 2nd quarter underway. Bryce Brabham going to get on 4th and short right away. And, man, Sidney was there. Aiden Stenzel makes the tackle. Had help getting it plugged up as well. Stenzel finishes it off. Cowboys 4th down stand going to get the ball back.
Boy, a huge stop for the Cowboys. Momentum's really on their side now after scoring that last possession, getting a defensive stop.
It's going to be on their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle by Stenzel. He didn't let Brabham get any forward progress on that play.
And finished it off. And I was a little worried for a second he's going to do a slam down, but he controlled all that as well. Just got the good controlled stop, and Sidney gets the ball back after just scoring a touchdown here. And that offensive playbook is wide open, Kent. Everything's been going okay. Been going well. Look like a lot of guys were in motion there, but no flags come flying out. Mountain gets the handoff. Short gain, 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, good tackle that time by Jack Hansen coming up and filling the gap.
Yeah, short gain of 1, 2nd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, pretty balanced with the Sidney offense. Lawman has 5 carries. Mount has 7 carries. I've got Stenzel for 5 carries. Lawman's throwing 3 for 6 passing. So, as you mentioned, every playbook's wide open right now.
Sending a man in motion, that is Stenzel. Stenzel's going to get on the jet sweep. He is brought down right away. That is going to be a nice tackle there from Lassick. Here's another tackle for loss for him. He's been the one on the defensive front, the 6', 245 junior coming through. Stenzel had a couple of those jet sweeps. They sniffed it out that time.
Yeah, they really did. I keep waiting for Lahman to pull that back out and either keep it or look to throw the ball downfield. We'll see if the Spartans bring some pressure here, trying to force a quick throw by the young freshman, third and 11.
Watch out for some sort of screen or something coming up if you are the Spartans. First time out of the game, taking your week 0, first time out. That's pretty good for both teams. Kyle Wallace himself going to take a timeout because he's got 3rd and 11 coming up. 3rd and 11 coming up, 8-0. Sidney leading here. Second quarter, 10 minutes, 31 seconds left. We'll be back right after this to bring you the big third down here for the Cowboys.
Agricultural business majors at Northwest Missouri State University gain the knowledge and the experiences of agriculture as well as business foundations. Northwest's faculty focuses on 4 core areas: agricultural finance, agricultural marketing, agricultural policy, and economics of agricultural production. Career opportunities in this field at Northwest include agricultural sales representative, grain merchandising, agricultural lender, operations manager, and claims adjuster. Find out more about an agricultural business major at Northwest Missouri State University.
All right, welcome back, KMA Extreme watchers. We got 3rd and 11 coming up here. Evan Lahman, empty backfield, balanced set, though, 2 on either side. He gets decent. I was going to say decent protection, but then that's it when it gets broken down. Everyone going on deep routes, nowhere for Lahman to go. Takes a sack, and the Cowboys are going to have to punt here. Good job from the front of the Spartans to come up with that defensive stop.
Yeah, that was Gus Grieving that ends up making the tackle. Pressure from all 3 down linemen by the Spartans that time. Just nowhere for Lahman to go. Couldn't step up in the pocket, and they did a nice job keeping outside containment.
Long 4th and 18 coming up here. Short punt for Sidney. Is going to be heavily. They can get some sort of roll. It does a little bit roll their way, but not much at all. That's just going to go down to the 33-yard line. So decent field position for Exira EHK coming up here. Getting it for the 3rd time. Second quarter, 9:46 left here in the half.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting on the punt. You know, it almost looked like a little bit of a rugby punt for a second. Stenzel took a couple steps, but he went forward instead of sideways, like most rugby kickers did, just trying to get a little more time, but just kind of lost all of his momentum to get into that kick, and Spartans are going to have good field position.
1st and 10 for Exira EHK coming up here. Bryce Brabham at the moment in shotgun very deep. Is he going to stay that far back? He's a good 8 yards in shotgun position. There he's starting to trot up a little more as he's reading the defense. Nobody down in a 3-point stance for the Cowboys. Don't know where that pressure's coming. Another just student body with blockers in front. Brabham's going to keep it, get a first down, and then some. Steps out, crosses midfield, gets a first down. Nice gain on first for the Spartans.
Boy, and he had a nice lead block out in front of him, too. And huge play on first down for the Spartans.
Gets it down to the 33-yard line of Sidney, from their own 33 to Sidney's 33. Nice run there for Brabham. Going to be a snap. It's going to be Brabham, a fake handoff. He does bobble it, gets it back, and then makes, a good gain after what could have been disastrous. 2nd and short coming up here. Bryce Brabham with another good play.
Yeah, another freshman in the game for Sidney, and on that tackle, it looked like that was Connor Ward.
So it was 1st and 10. Bobble handoff. Turns into 2nd and 1 for Coach Buckholt.
Yeah, Brabham's been the workhorse so far. 10 plays for the Spartans. He's carried it 8 times.
He's got Kilworth beside him more times than not. That means Kilworth is going to be the lead blocker here. 3 receivers trying to spread the Cowboys out possibly on 2nd and short. Going to give it to Kilworth, though. He did have hands on his knees. Brabham did a bit. A flag comes out at the moment. Nice tackle by Kingsolver, but let's see what this flag says. It's going to be a short. It's going to be right at that first down, actually. Let's see if this is going to be a big call here. 2nd and 1, 8:48 left in the half. Holding on the Spartans, so they're going to march backwards. Going to be second and long now.
Yeah, kind of an interesting defense for Sidney on that last play. The nose tackle right before the ball was snapped, sprinted back to the safety position.
Just
trying to confuse Brabham, give him some different looks.
Not letting you get comfortable from video or live when it's happening. So that goes back to the 30-31 yard line. So we got 2nd and 8 to go here.
Second down and 8 to go.
Brabham going to be in that, breaking that huddle, see how many receivers he's got and where they're going to be. Kilworth looks like he's going to be in tight with Brabham. Jack Hansen's on the other side of the field, though, by himself. Looks like an option that's going to be faked. He doesn't take the fake. That's not Kingsolver. That is the one that just get Will Hobby just subbed in. Makes a nice open field tackle. It does get some yards gained, but didn't get faked on the option and made the tackle, did Hobby.
Yeah, once again, the Cowboys doing a lot of moving around pre-snap. And you mentioned it, Will Hobby. That was a nice defensive play. Solo tackle.
3rd and 5, 7:53 and counting here. 2-down territory probably for Coach Buckholt. Kilworth is in that H-back. Olsen's a little bit farther flanked out. He's the one in motion. Everybody's in tight. Expect Brabham to have it up the middle. He will. Decides to cut it inside. Good outside containment there from the Cowboys. Brabham's brought down tough. He's going to be tired here on August 22nd. 4th and short coming up. Got about 4 yards, needed 5.
Yeah, you mentioned those week 0 games, conditioning. They haven't been in pads that long and having to play. And you mentioned both these teams, the players are playing both ways.
The Cowboys have been subbing in and out. They did just bring that senior leader, Ben Kingsolver, back in here. So he's got fresh legs on this 4th. Fresh as you can get, but he's going to be 4th and short. Big down coming up here. Sidney leads 8-0. 6:45 left in the second quarter. Kilworth's actually going to be the one back there to get it. He does grab the snap that goes out wide. He's going to still carry that pile, and that falls forward. That's going to be inside the 15-yard line, 1st down. Spartans of EHK, big run there from Jocelyn Kilworth.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he fumbled the snap a little bit at the beginning of that. It was kind of a delayed play.
Had a one-arm snag, and it kind of went out wide on him. But Jocelyn Kilworth, probably the biggest skill player out there, I'm guessing has big mitts that just snagged that snap. Gathered it for a strong 1st down. That's going to be 1st down on the 13-yard line here. First and 10 from the 13 here. 6:25 to go in the half. Bryce Brabham comes up the line, sends a man in motion. It is going to be pitched to him. Technically went forward, so that's a pass. Nice open field tackle from Aiden Stenzel. Brought Blake Nelson down quickly, and that's going to be a tackle for loss here. Big defensive effort.
Well, that was kind of like a forearm shiver. He just kind of reached out with both hands and kind of pushed him to the ground.
Technically a pass. I mean, it went forward, so that's Bryce Brabham's first pass of the game. Going to be a tackle for a 1-yard loss. Second and 11 coming up here. Brabham with Olsen next to him now. Going to hand it off to Olsen. He got a nice little hole brought down. No, not from behind. He's still going, keeps those legs going, gets away from a tackler. Second 11 going to be 3rd and short. 3rd and maybe 2. 1 coming up here. Nice gain and read there from the Spartans.
Yeah, good job by Olsen so far. That's the 2nd carry for double digits. I've got him for 26 yards on just 3 carries. Runs tough.
Gets it just short of that 1st down mark. Olsen's beside Brabham once again. Hands it off to him again. Gets an opening and bowls through for a touchdown. Touchdown, Exira. EHK going to make it 8-6 for the moment, Kent.
Yeah, good job by that offensive line by the Spartans. They've kind of dominated the line of scrimmage the last couple plays.
So that's a touchdown score with 5:02 left. See what they can do on this 2-point conversion. See if they can tie it up here. Quick first half so far. Kilworth will be the one behind center in shotgun. Brabham was in the jet. They're going to fake it to him. Kilworth kind of steps softly at it, and he still gets in, though. Boyd was there to make the open field tackle. Kilworth spun forward, reaches out, gets that 2-point conversion, makes it 8-8. So 8-8 is going to be the score here in the second quarter. 5:01 left. We'll bring you the kickoff right after this as Exira EHK answers back.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there, sacrifices made by others, wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back, KMA Extreme watchers, listeners. Exira EHK just even it up 8-8 here. 5:01 left in the half. Kent Larson, Dusty Scahill here on the call. Kent, they just had a pretty good drive there. Finished it off. A lot of different ball runners for the ball carriers for the Spartans.
Well, there really was. Brabham kind of got knocked a little bit. He lost his breath a little bit. They kind of gave him a breather, let Olsen carry the football a little bit, which I think really benefits the Spartans because the Cowboys were able to just kind of load up on Brabham because he had the majority of the carries. And you start spreading that ball around a little bit, and you're going to open some things up.
Alan Olsen just scored the touchdown. Now he kicks it off to Aiden Stenzel on a running start. Stenzel had 2 touchdown returns last year. He did make a couple men miss, gets brought down, but it's going to be on Exira's side of the field. Nice response there from Aiden Stenzel. He's had a big half so far.
Oh, he really has. You know, we saw it earlier with a punt return, that time on the kickoff return. He just has a really good knack of being able to stop and start. There is a penalty flag on the play, though.
Flag is out there. Came very late to my knowledge.
Looks like it might go against the Spartans. They're talking to the Sidney coach.
At the moment, at the 35-yard line. 8-8 is the score here early on. They're going to wave it off. Hey, referees are on week 0 as well. So it's going to be first down for Sidney on their opponent's 35-yard line. Did have to come up with a punt on their last possession. Scored on the possession for that. See what happens here for the Cowboys now. Late in the second quarter, another slant pattern and another completion. They're 3 for 3 on those, and that's Rylan Barons on all 3 of them. That guy's caught some in traffic tonight. The junior making some snags.
Boy, and that was good coverage, too, by the Spartans. Nelson was there. Brabham was there, but throw was right on the money. And you mentioned it, Barons. He runs that slant pattern pretty good.
13-yard pass on first down, pitch and catch between freshman and junior. Following up on that big kick return from Aiden Stenzel. And just like that, after the evened-up touchdown, out in the red zone are the Cowboys. Lahman on a keeper, going to be in the red zone, plunges forward, maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Boy, that was a big hole early, and then it really closed fast.
2nd and 7 coming up here. 4 minutes in the half to go. 8-8 is the score. Both teams getting it in eventually in this in the end zone this first half. Sidney seems like they're going to take a long time here. Oh, but we do have a play clock here. They got 14 seconds. Still no play officially taken yet, so I believe Kyle Wall's going to take a timeout. So that's going to be the second timeout for Sidney in the half. And he is going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. We'll be back here. Let Wallace and his coaches team talk it over here. We'll be 2nd and 8 for Sidney. 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Tie ball game, 8-8. We'll be back after this.
With a chronic respiratory condition, Rogers Pharmacy can provide what you need. Rogers Pharmacy offers a full line of respiratory equipment like oxygen, BiPAP, CPAP, and nebulizers. Rogers Pharmacy isn't a big box pharmacy where you may have to wait for days and weeks to get what you need. They're a full-service, independent, family-owned pharmacy, and they go above and beyond to offer you the quality service and products you deserve. See Rogers Pharmacy in Tarkio, Maryville, Mound City, St. Joseph, and Stanberry, Missouri. Visit Rogers Pharmacy online at rogersrx.com.
This is Sid with Schaff Ag near Trainer. I'm learning all of the ins and outs of agronomy with my dad, Shane. I've learned that Pioneer seed is second to none and that they back that up with proven products and yields. I've also learned that if our customers have a question or a concern, we'll work until we figure out the answer or solution. I'm learning all of this because at Schaff Ag, we've made a commitment, and that commitment is our family helping yours. Call Shane at 712-520-1333.
All right, welcome back, KMA watchers. Dusty Scahill, Kent Larson here on the call. 2nd and 8 coming up for Sidney Cowboys. 3:33 left in the half. Lawman sends Mount in motion to stop right beside him. Going to hand it off to Mount. Stopped initially, did lunge forward to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but nice tackle from Olsen. Also Gus Greving there to finish him off. Maybe a yard gain there from Mount on the tough run.
And once again, Sidney will not be in any hurry to snap this football. They'll run the play clock down as much as they can. I'm sure their goal would be to try to get a first down and milk this clock as much as they can before halftime.
I assume it's going to be 2-down territory for the Cowboys. Any yards gained here without getting a first down makes it even more likely to be going for it. But as the kit predicted, Cowboys taking their sweet time. 8 seconds left on the game clock. Lawman breaks a snap. 3 seconds to go, 2-1. They get it off. Perfectly ran there from the Cowboys on a scramble, though, during the play. And Olsen brings them down. What a big couple minutes here for the senior who came back out for football this year.
Yeah, really good job. Lawman didn't see him. Olsen came off that right edge. Kind of a delayed play on the fake handoff on the.
Gets a 6-yard sack on 3rd down, making it 4th and long. Timeout taken here from Exira. 2:32 left to do something with it for Coach Buckholt and the Spartans. We'll see what they can come up with here after this 4th down. It's going to be assuming a punt here from Coach Walsh. We'll see when we get back after this.
Shenandoah Medical Center, in collaboration with MD West 1, provides the most comprehensive orthopedic care in our region. Whether you have pain stemming from an athletic injury or overuse, you will have immediate access to high-quality orthopedic care. My name is Michael Delcor, and I am an orthopedic surgeon specializing in the upper extremity. Whatever the case, I will work with you to determine the best treatment plan. For more information about our extensive orthopedic coverage, simply call 712-246-7400.
All right, welcome back to the KMA Extreme. It is a little closer than I thought, I suppose. It is 4th and 15. I thought maybe it was more like 19, but, I mean, what are we talking about here? Are we punting it for sure, Kent?
I think they'll probably go for this.
Well, we're going for him. I mean, 8-man is just, I love the roll of the dice all the time here. Yeah, I believe they are going to. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, the interesting thing on that 4th and 15, the slant, it's about a 10, 12-yard pass play, so may have to go with something different than that.
Lawman with a nice pass up the middle. Stenzel snags it. He makes a catch. He's down to the 10-yard line, and, man, he gets it 1 yard. They needed 13. They got 14. Nice pass, nice catch. Cowboys first down. Aiden Stenzel having a night here to start off the season.
Oh, he really is. Very athletic play. Like you mentioned, he just went up and grabbed that out of the air. And quick throw by Lawman.
They are going to say it's 1st and goal to go here from the 10-yard line. 2:14 and counting. Big conversion on 4th down.
I've got Lawman completing his last 5 passes. The freshman having a good night, 69 yards through the air.
Mount is in motion. Lawman's going to keep it on this left-hand side. Makes kind of one-man miss. Good D overall. Just goes back to the line of scrimmage. Pretty much a stalemate play there on 1st and goal.
Boy, and Lawman, kind of a freshman mistake there. Boyd had the end hooked, and Lawman cut it up inside. He had an opportunity to get around the edge.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal to go. Maybe a yard loss there from Lahman's run. 1:20 left here. One timeout left for Sidney. Coach Wallace's pocket.
Yeah, Stenzel back at the quarterback position.
So he's going to go to Mount. Or he's going to go to Stenzel on that right side. He makes one man miss. Lunges for the goal line. He's right there. There's no sideline up there, though. I got to think he's in. I don't think they have the vantage point, though. It's probably going to be at the 1 yard line there. Nice run from Stenzel. Nice play design there offensively from Coach Wallace.
Boy, it really was, because they snapped it to Mount. That was a short gap on that option pitch. Just being able to catch that. There wasn't a whole lot of room between Mount and Stenzel.
And once again, they did that last time. Their pitch relation wasn't the best as a coach would want to do, but it's going to be 3rd and short. We are under a minute after he went out of bounds, so that clock is stopped. We're on the 1.5 yard line, it looks like. 3rd and goal. Stenzel's going to be the one back there with Mount on his right side. Bad snap. It goes low. Stenzel does pick it up. So he maybe gets 2 yards back instead of falling down on it. But, man, what a bad situation for the Cowboys offensively. There's their first growing mistake of the year.
Yeah, I think that was Kilworth that got in and made the tackle.
That's going to go all the way back to the 8 yard line. So that's going to be 4th and goal from the 8 now, and I got to assume Coach Wallace is probably going to take his timeout here with 4th and 8 to go. You can't get a first down, so you might as well just take it all the way down, which they could take it down to 5 seconds, which they might as well do. Unless they got a play call that they like and they know. 22 seconds on the clock and rolling. And it's going to be Exira taking that timeout. So Coach Buckle's going to talk about it defensively here. 18 seconds left, 4th and 8 to go. Here we'll be back after this to bring you this big play here in this end of the first half. 8-8, Sidney, Exira EHK in this Week 0 matchup.
T&T Ford outside Red Oak will have you taking notice. Sure, the name and logo are nice, but those trucks, and more trucks are guaranteed to catch your eye. And Ag Country trucks aren't just about convenience, they're part of the operation. And the sales team at T&T Ford can help you find and finance the right Ford truck to take you from to-do to done with efficiency. Plus, their service team has the know-how to keep your truck at its best. New name, new experience. T&T Ford just east of Red Oak and anytime at tntford.com.
Our name says it all. We're Total Farm Solutions. This is Eric with TFS, and when it comes to your operation, we want to be your total partner in and out of the field. We're your Pioneer seed dealer, along with bulk options and seed treatments. And we study genetics, offering scouting and agronomic solutions. Taking care of our customer is part of our total service. We're Total Farm Solutions. Give us a call or find our office just outside of Carson.
All right, welcome back here, KMA watchers. 4th and 8 to go here. Sidney, after that timeout, breaks it. Stenzel's going to be the one back there. Lyman in the H-back position, number 77. They're going to do a reverse. Mount is rolling out. He's got a man open. That's Ben Kingsolver. They roll out Ben Kingsolver on a crazy reverse pass from Mount to a Lyman who obviously had to be eligible. Touchdown, Sidney, with 13 seconds left to go in the half, Kim.
Our first trick play of the year, Dusty. Oh, my goodness. I did not see that one coming.
The first touchdown reception, well, that's not true, I guess, but it's going to be the second touchdown. Caught from number 79, Ben Kingsolver. At the moment, it's 14-8. Sidney with that lead. They're going to go for that 2-point conversion here coming up.
Well, they had that set up perfectly, too, because you mentioned they put Stenzel in at quarterback. Lahman wasn't on the field, so you're automatically thinking run.
But it's 4th and 8. But, yeah, they got a man open, and that was Ben Kingsolver, and now they're going for 2 with Lahman on the field. Lahman's going to go back for a pass. He does have Stenzel in the back. Was indecisive and has to go for a scramble mode, and Spartans stop it. So 2-point conversion, no good. It's going to be 14-8. Sidney with the lead on the reverse pass from senior to senior, Tate Mount to Ben Kingsolver. 14-8, 13 seconds left to go. Kickoff going to be coming up after this, after Sidney takes that big lead.
Is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
All right, we got the kickoff coming up here. Aiden Stenzel going to be kicking off for the Cowboys. 14-8. They just took the lead on a nifty. Coach called reverse pass on 4th and 8. Tate Mount to Ben Kingsolver to get that lead before half.
Boy, and he was wide open, too, and you just didn't know if that ball was ever going to get to him.
It led him just enough. He had to leave his feet, didn't he? The big man showing the light feet and skills. Kingsolver's listed in at 6'1", 200 pounds. They need to put an asterisk with soft hands next time. 14-8, 13 seconds left in the half. Stenzel going to be kicking off here. He's got that watermelon style on the ball sitting on the tee. He's just going to punt it to the middle. It's going to be caught by an up man. That is Kilworth, though. He knows what to do with the ball. So the Cowboys still got some work to do. He's going to be on the Sidney side of the field. Just 7 seconds left in the half, though.
Yeah, it was Flint Bell that made the tackle, but nice job by Kilworth catching that ball. They're going to have a shot. 7 seconds left. They'll have an opportunity to try to throw it deep. We haven't really seen him throw the ball. We haven't seen him throw the ball
technically one pass is that only one that just got shuffled forward to Hansen on a big loss. So technically, Bryce Bradman hasn't thrown a pass overhand yet. It's going to be on that 35-yard line.
So you got a couple options here with 7 seconds left. You got timeouts left if you're the Spartans. You could try to get about 10 yards on this play, call a quick timeout, then give yourself a chance to throw it to the end zone.
See what Coach Buckholt and those guys can come up with in 7 seconds. It's going to be tough to do, but like Ken said, there is a way. Not a lot of downfield speed, I don't think, on the Spartan side of the ball either. Kilworth's got that big body, but he's going to have to get a little bit, like you said, a little chunk yards and maybe get him a jump ball situation down the end zone. Also, if you are Coach Buckholt, I mean, you are only down 6 and you get the ball to start the half as well, so maybe nothing too crazy here. Might be the thing to do on week 0. I'm an extremely conservative strategist, though, when it comes to approaches. And as I say that, they got trips to this right-hand side, so I don't think Coach Buckholt thinks that. See what they can do here. 7 seconds left. He is back to pass. Got to scramble around. Doesn't get much behind it. Looks like it's going to be picked off. Now here's the problem. Aiden Stenzel has the ball with room, and he got a bunch of offensive linemen. They got lucky that he lost his feet. He gets brought down, and there's zeros on the clock, so the pickoff from Stenzel is just a good stat to add to his already great first half. 14-8, Sidney leads. Kent, what'd you see in that first half from Coach Wallace and his Cowboys?
Well, I tell you what, nice job mixing things up. You know, they came out throwing the football, then got the running game going a little bit, and now they've got the Spartan defense kind of on their heels, and they had some big plays at key moments. And, you know, defensively it's kind of been a bend but not break, and they've really held the Spartans from not getting big chunk yards. So you didn't know what Sidney was going to have coming into this game. I've been pretty impressed with them.
I have been very impressed. I mean, they've been disciplined on their offensive scheme on where they're supposed to be, switching up formations, switching up who's behind center, who's in motion. They've done a lot of different ball carriers, and they've had a lot of people end up with the ball in the end zone. Because Ben Kingsolver is the one even got to touch the ball there in that first half. Pretty impressive offensively for the Cowboys, and really defensively as well. They've got in there a couple times. Kingsolver's been on that as well. Kind of some known names we've already said on the other side as well. Stenzel's been everywhere. Zach Boyd stuck his head then in there a couple times. But nonetheless, 14-8 there in that first half. Got some stats for the Cowboys here. I mean, rushing been pretty balanced so far. Aiden Stenzel does lead the way. He's got 8 rushes for 26 yards. Tate Mount, 7 for 21. Lawman's got sacked a couple times. He is 4 of 7 for 64 yards. More importantly, Tate Mount's 1 of 1 for 8 yards and a touchdown. Both of them have touchdowns, though. And then that Rylan Barons had that good first half. 3 catches, all on slants, all in traffic, 50 yards total, and a touchdown. Aiden Stenzel snagged one for a first down for 14 yards, and then Kingsolver had that 8-yard reception as well. For the Spartans of Exira EHK, when it comes to rushing, it's a lot of Bryce Brabham. 10 rushes, 40 yards, but I think the Cowboys will take that if you told them that. Alan Olson found a little bit of success late. 4 rushes for 34 yards. Good average to see if the Spartans go back to that in the second half. He did have their only touchdown as well. Then passing, just not much at all. Had that one little pitch pass that went for negative yards, and then that pickoff. 14-8 is how that all adds up to. 14-8, Sidney with the lead here in this early Week 0 matchup here on KMA. We'll be back after this halftime break to bring you guys more of this KF4 Week 0 matchup. Sidney leading 14-8.
Sure what you want to do with your life? Feel like your job is at a standstill? Get your foot in the door with area manufacturing companies at Iowa Western Community College's SEAM program. Sign up now in the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing through IWCC. Classes are just 2 early evenings a week with holidays and summers off. Improve your current skills and learn new ones that will give you a new career or even enhance your current one. For more information on SEAM, contact IWCC's Clarinda Center at 712-542-5117.
Ready to grow your future with a bank that truly cares? Welcome to Malvern Bank, where we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success. At Malvern Bank, we specialize in ag loans that help our local farmers thrive. Whether you're planting seeds for the future or expanding your current operations, we've got the financing solutions to help your farm flourish. So why wait? Visit us today and see how Malvern Bank can make a difference in your life. Together, let's grow our future. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nutrien Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrien Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
All right, welcome back, KMA Extreme Watchers here. Week 0 football. Football's here, underway. We got one half under our belt. It's 14-8. Sidney leading at home over Exira EHK. Pretty good half of football, really. Not too many mental mistakes for week 0. You know, mid-August technically here for some high school football matchup. Kent Larson and Dusty Scahill here on the call. Pretty impressive first half of football from Sidney on both sides of it, but really offensively, Kent, was where they did shine. Aiden Stenzel, the senior, all over the field for the Cowboys.
Well, you're absolutely right. They were able to spread the ball around a little bit and mix it up. And, you know, you talked about the execution. You know, for a week 0 game, I've been pretty impressed. We've only had about 3 or 4 penalties. We've only had a couple, you know, bad snaps, I would say. Sidney put the ball on the ground that one time and when they were down close. And
it didn't hurt them,
And ended up not hurting them because of that trick play that they ran. But, you know, Exira, Elko, and Kimballton, they've had a couple snaps where they've been able to maintain the football. So the only turnover we've had is that one interception. It's just on that Hail Mary. You can't really count that. They were just trying to make a play at the end.
Yeah, that's a play that.
But, you know, both teams, you know, have to be pretty happy from that standpoint. So the big thing I'm looking for in this second half is how well does Sidney hold up physically? You know, they're not the biggest team in the world. Does this power running game just kind of take effect? You know, if the Spartans can keep it close, does that come into play in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, for the Sidney Cowboys, a lot of seniors stepping up there as Coach Wallace predicted they would do. Aiden Stenzel performing all over. Ben Kingsolver been defensively making stops, did score that touchdown as well. And not much penetration from the Spartans defensively. So, you know, credit Kingsolver and the big men for maintaining that line. And then Tate Mountain been playing well. Well, Evan Lawman needs his seniors to play well. That first half, you know, he didn't dazzle, but he didn't have to. Comes out with 4 of 7, ends up with 50 yards. But here's the biggest one. I would say no mental negative plays. Didn't come with any turnovers. Didn't make any really bad decisions. Maybe early on physically got some nerves and had some balls sail high on him, but really gathered himself and put himself together a good half of varsity football for his first half here for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, shown good poise in the pocket. You mentioned he really hasn't been rattled too much and hasn't had happy feet, and he's kind of hung in there and let his receivers try to get open. And, yeah, just a good half of football. Coach Wallace has to be extremely happy with how his team played that first half. We're
getting pretty close to getting ready to get this thing underway. The Cowboys haven't come out and warmed up really at all. They're just getting back to it. Still probably have a lot to talk over. Exira's been out there on the field for a little bit, but see how both teams warm up here. 14-8. The Sidney Cowboys lead going into the opening of the third quarter. It's going to be Exira starting off the half with the ball. Going to see how they can answer because they didn't get a chance to really have their own response with that first half. End of the first half touchdown there from the Cowboys in spectacular fashion. That half came to an end quick, and now they're going to take a 30-minute break and finally get their chance to swing back here at the Cowboys. 14-8 is the score. We're going to get into the third quarter action here underway soon here on the KMA Extreme. We'll take a quick break and bring you that second half here with Exira starting off with that football first here on KMA Extreme.
Shenandoah Medical Center, in collaboration with MD West 1, provides the most comprehensive orthopedic care in our region. Whether you have pain stemming from an athletic injury or overuse, you will have immediate access to high-quality orthopedic care. My name is Michael Delcor, and I am an orthopedic surgeon specializing in the upper extremity. Whatever the case, I will work with you to determine the best treatment plan. For more information about our extensive orthopedic coverage, simply call 712-246-7400.
T&T Ford outside Red Oak will have you taking notice. Sure, the name and logo are nice, but those trucks, and more trucks are guaranteed to catch your eye. And Ag Country trucks aren't just about convenience, they're part of the operation. And the sales team at T&T Ford can help you find and finance the right Ford truck to take you from to-do to done with efficiency. Plus, their service team has the know-how to keep your truck at its best. New name, new experience. T&T Ford just east of Red Oak and anytime at tntford.com. Is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
Sure what you want to do with your life? Feel like your job is at a standstill? Get your foot in the door with area manufacturing companies at Iowa Western Community College's SEAM program. Sign up now in the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing through IWCC. Classes are just 2 early evenings a week with holidays and summers off. Improve your current skills and learn new ones that will give you a new career or even enhance your current one. For more information on SEAM, contact IWCC's Clarinda Center at 712-542-5117.
All right, welcome back, KMA Extreme Watchers here. Week 0 matchup here. Thank you to all of our sportscasters sponsoring to help bring this game to you here on KMA via KMA Extreme. Dusty Scahill, Kent Larson here on the call. Just about to get that third quarter underway. Sidney will be kicking off to start the third. They lead 14-8. Exira going to be looking to respond. Down 6. A lot of heavy running for Coach Buckholt and his team in that first half. Really no pass plays called that weren't absolutely necessarily needed. Like at the end of the half was the only real pass attempt, and we are underway on the kickoff from Stenzel. That's going to be Nelson starting off with it and nowhere really to go. Pretty indecisive kick return, and he's going to have a gain of maybe 1. And that's going to be a nice tackle there from Zach Boyd, and the Cowboys start off with good energy here.
Yeah, they really do. Once again, that knuckleball kickoff, and just trying to field it at your ankles and just bobbled it a little bit. And then, as you mentioned, just kind of ran side to side and allowed Boyd to come down and make that tackle. He's had a nice game, the sophomore Boyd. And Sidney's got a lot of production out of some young kids. They've got a freshman that's playing on the defensive line, and Bryce Winters has done a nice job. And
going to be 1st and 10 for Exira here to start it off. Brabham's going to be the one to gain or to have it behind the center. He's going to go forward, just no blockers really out there in front of him. Sidney's front holds the line and then just plugs it up and gets a tackle. But still, Brabham got 4 or 5 yards initially here.
Well, the linemen from the Spartans need to fire off a little bit farther down the field. As we mentioned, Sidney just a lot of times with just 2 down linemen. Those linebackers are just sitting 4 or 5 yards downfield, and Brabham's actually running past his linemen before they get there.
2nd and 7 coming up here. That Kilworth is the one back at quarterback. He's going to catch the ball with a head full of steam and gets a first down, converts their nice run. Spartans come out rushing quickly here, get some good push on the offensive line there.
Yeah, there's huge holes to be had because just 2 down linemen for the Cowboys, so you're going to have some opportunities to make some plays.
9-yard run there for the senior H-back. 1st and 10 here. Bryce Brabham back in shotgun. 4 receivers out total. Bad snap. He has to come up and just fall on it, so a loss will happen as Brabham just corrals it to just keep the possession alive. Loss of 3 or 4.
Well, we talked about the snaps haven't really been a huge factor, but that time just slipped out of the center's hand and just kind of rolled back.
Loss of 3 on the play. So 2nd and 13, Kilworth back there once again. Brabham is out there. He's the receiver on that far side on the inside mark. has come in motion a couple times when they've had this formation. He will be in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Brabham. That's technically a pass, and they pitched it forward. So Kilworth going to get a nice little pitch pass there. Brabham takes it to about 1 yard short, 2 yards short there. Nice first down play there from the Spartans. I might just call that a handoff. Brabham on the handoff. So it's going to be right just shy of midfield on the 38-yard line. 3rd and 3 coming up, well, short 3, maybe more like 2. 2 receivers to this near side. Kilworth next to Brabham. They're going to hand it off to the big senior. He falls forward. No, that was actually going to be Olson, the other big senior. Olson falls forward for a 3rd down conversion. 1st down, Spartans. They had some success with Olson late in the half, Kent. Let's see if they ride that a little bit more, too.
Yeah, Kingsolver did a nice job coming up and just holding that to 2 yards. Unfortunately, that's all the Spartans needed for that 1st down.
Exira EHK's first possession of the half. First possession for either team. Kilworth going to be the running back. Now next to Brabham. Option pitch to Kilworth. Makes an inside cut. Kingsolver's got him from behind, and then a gang of Cowboys come and finish it off. Nice stop there from the Cowboys to keep that gain to minimal there from Kilworth.
Yeah, you mentioned Kingsolver. Ryland Barons was in there as well also. He's had a really nice game. We talked about the passes he's caught, but he's stuck his nose in there, has made a few different tackles tonight.
5'10", 160 going head-to-head with Kilworth 6'3", 195. Cowboys rotate the defensive front a little bit. 2 down linemen up front. 3 linebackers coming up short. DBs everywhere else. Olson in motion for the Spartans. Brabham keeps up the middle. He's got a huge hole. 1st down and then some. Kingsolver's the one that chases him back down from behind, but not after about a 20-yard gain from Bryce Brabham and a 1st down for the Spartans.
Well, definitely the biggest gain of the night for the Spartans. Well, that was like the parting of the Red Sea on that play.
17-yard gain. Gets it down to the 20-yard line. Like Kent said, probably the biggest yards gained for the Spartans tonight. It's going to be Brabham with Olson next to him. I expect a little bit of a Olson play here to give Brabham a breather after that long run, but I don't know anything. They're going to fake it. Brabham's fine. He got a corner. Makes an inside cut. Mount does bring him down, but it's going to be 1st and goal to go for the Spartans.
Well, the big difference I can see with the Spartans offense is that they're mixing it up a little bit and letting some other people get involved. You know, early on in the first half, it was pretty much Brabham all the time, and Sidney could just kind of key in on him. But you've seen Olson with the ball, you've seen Kilworth with the ball, and seen Brabham coming around on the jet sweep. So they've kind of mixed it up a little bit. Now they have Sidney's defense on their heels.
Kilworth actually going to be on carry for the Spartans. What's plugged up? That's going to be... they're going to give him a loss, actually, so the Cowboys stepped up there on 1st and goal.
Yeah, it was Kingsolver again in on the tackle.
So Kilworth being 6'2", 195, the Cowboys are going to come at him with their own guy, their own size. Kingsolver brings him down. 2nd and goal coming up for the Spartans. Essentially, no yards gained on that last one here. It's going to be Kilworth back there all by himself once again. Brabham is the one on his left-hand side in that slot position. Brabham's not even looking at the ball, so I'm expecting Kilworth just on a keeper. It is going to be a keeper. He gets some yards gained just shy of the end zone, maybe 1 yard shy. Good chunky yards gained there from the big senior on a rush. 5-yard gain gets it down to the 1. 3rd and short here for the first possession of the half for the Spartans. 6:27, good chunk of time taken off on this one as well. Both these teams really taking these times of possession on this offensive side. I mean, yeah, not many possessions overall for each team. 3rd and 1, Brabham has Olson and Kilworth on his slots. Actually, now it's going to be Kilworth on the same side. Expect it to go that way, and it does. Brabham is stuffed, but it spins back in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Exira EHK. evens it up at 14.
Yeah, that was Stenzel that tried to come up and make the tackle, just couldn't get him down before Bradham was able to get in the end zone.
So a touchdown from the senior quarterback, his first of the year. Had 6 last year in this matchup. Cowboys have done a much better job of containing him this year. But they can't contain him the whole game. He gets a touchdown there to even it up 14-14. See what they can do with 2-point conversion here. 6:04 left in the third quarter. After that touchdown here evens it up. Kilworth will break the huddle, and he'll be the one in shotgun. Once again, Brabham's on his left side. He's the guy in motion. Direct snap to Brabham. He grabs it, makes a man miss, and then waltzes into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. 16-14. Exira really turning it over there. Good response on their first offensive possession there, Kent.
Well, they've really found something, spreading Brabham out every now and then, getting him out of the quarterback position and putting him out in that slot on that jet sweep. Tate Mount had a chance to get him, just couldn't bring him down.
So 16-14, Exira takes the lead after the 2-point conversion. We'll be back after this to bring you the kickoff here. Sidney's going to get their first crack at it in the second half right after this.
Ready to grow your future with a bank that truly cares? Welcome to Malvern Bank, where we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success. At Malvern Bank, we specialize in ag loans that help our local farmers thrive. Whether you're planting seeds for the future or expanding your current operations, we've got the financing solutions to help your farm flourish. So why wait? Visit us today and see how Malvern Bank can make a difference in your life. Together, let's grow our future. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back, Game Extreme watchers. An 11-play drive for Exira EHK to start the half and cap it off with a touchdown, then take the lead. They're about ready to kick off here. What a big response from Coach Buckholt and his team there, Kent.
Yeah, really good halftime adjustments that they made. And, we saw that we talked about Sidney, with the diversity they had on their offense as far as spreading the ball around, and we didn't see much of that from the Spartans in the first half. And boy, they really came out in the second half and got some other people involved, which really opened up Bradham.
So there is the kickoff. It's going to be short. Stenzel is going to receive it. Gets one little bit of a hole, makes one man miss. He's along the sideline, gets brought down, crosses midfield once again. So good return for Stenzel on a response, and then they're going to be on the 39-yard line of Exira EHK here to start it off.
Boy, and he got a great block, too, from Ryland Barons down about the 25-yard line that really opened that up for Stenzel.
$5:55 left in the third. And the Sidney Cowboys getting the ball for the first time in the half. Exira marched down, 11-play drive, got that touchdown and then 2-point conversion. Now time for Sidney to respond here. First play is going to be a handoff to Mount. He did have a good push initially, but brought down quickly by Kilworth, maybe a gain of half a yard.
Well, he had a hole there for a moment, and Kilworth was able just to fill it, make a big tackle for the Spartans.
Second and 9 coming up. After the gain of 0 here, Lahman breaks the huddle. Mount behind him. 2 straight handoffs. He does make a couple guys miss and bounces out with nobody around him all of a sudden. And a nice play by Mount to keep the ball rolling. Doesn't give up. Kind of pulls up lame at the end. We'll see what that does. Maybe it's just a cramp here in early August because there's really no contact there. But a nice first down run from Tate Mount. 2 runs in a row from him. 1 yard on the first one, and man, really chunked one out there, Kent.
Wow, and they had him at the line of scrimmage, too. He was able to break 2 tackles. Then just ran out of real estate as he got hemmed in on that sideline.
21-yard run there as he gets it down to the 17-yard line. They are going to take a quick timeout to get to him on the sideline as he, hopefully, like I said, is possibly cramping. But big run there from Mount to get 1st and 10. We'll go ahead and let him gather himself as well. We'll be back after this to bring you the first down play here for Sidney. 5:11 left in the third quarter.
Nutrient Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrient Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrient Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
All right, we're back after that injury timeout. 22-yard rush by Tate Mountain. Then he came up cramping, so that's why we had to take that timeout. But it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line for the Cowboys coming up here. Evan Lahman breaking the huddle here at quarterback.
Just looking on the sideline, see if they're going to break out the pickle juice or the mustard or bananas or what all you do for cramps. Seen a lot of different things.
2 receivers on his right-hand side. Still people in motion. 3 seconds left. Another man in motion. There's no flags. Stenzel, there's a flag flying. That might have been an illegal procedure. At the moment, Stenzel had a jet sweep, but just a little bit too much pre-snap movement from the Cowboys.
Yeah, it was Kilworth that ended up making the tackle.
Oh, a hold, not an illegal procedure. So it's going to be a hold. So what was going to be a rush for about 6 yards. We'll see where that happens on that spot foul, where they'll end up there. It's going to still be 1st down. So they're going to go ahead and march it back there to the 26-27 yard line. So it's going to be 1st and about 19 to go here after that penalty. Now it's going to be Colin Ward back behind Lahman. Freshman, 2 freshmen back there in the backfield for the Cowboys. Lahman's going to come up throwing. Nice snag there from Behrens. He makes a man miss and then shows the wheels. Rylan Behrens reaches for the pylon, gets called out at the 2 or 3 yard line. What a play by him. Great game so far. He's caught every single ball thrown his way.
Oh, he has. It's his 4th catch, 77 yards. Yeah, they had him for about a 4-yard gain, and he was just able to break that tackle. You know, I keep saying an 8-man, you have to be a fantastic tackler in 8-man because you have no help, especially on the outside. If you don't make that tackle, you're going to give up a really big play. You don't have the safeties like you do in 11-man.
1st and goal for the Cowboys, 2-3 yard line. Still going to be Ward back there behind Lahman. He is the one going to be right beside him. Lahman mishandles the snap a little bit, gathers it, lunges forward. He reaches right for it. It's going to be close. They're all waiting for the signal. It looks like it's going to be 2nd and goal with inches to go on the rush from Lahman. Cowboys itching for that end zone here as Exira responded with that big touchdown to start the half. 4:25 in the quarter left to go. 2nd and goal, and looks about 1.5 feet here. Mount is the one under center here. They're going to do a tush push of sorts, but they are denied on that. Exira was ready for that. Stuff it. Give them a play of 0 yards gained. 3rd and goal coming up.
Yeah, Jack Hansen was one of the Spartans in on that stop.
Just not much momentum there on that. And we got Lahman coming out with a little bit of a limp here, too. Let's see what we go with. I mean, we got goal to go. You got a Stenzel Mount play called up here. Ward's going to bring in the play from Coach Wallace. Hope Lahman's okay there. It's going to be 3rd and goal. 3:40 in the 3rd quarter. 15 on the play clock left to go. Let's see who's going to be receiving this. It's going to be Mount back at quarterback. Ward beside him. Mount's just going to keep it. Mount gets a good hole, and he is in for a touchdown. He reaches forward. The senior threw one, now rushes for one. Tate Mount touchdown, Sidney Cowboys.
Boy, that was close. I couldn't tell if his knee came down right before he got to the goal line. He didn't make it by much. Good response for the Cowboys to retake the lead.
20-16 will be the score. Going for that 2-point conversion. Lahman back in there. Good thing to see here. So it's going to be held on. Stenzel is going to get it there. 2-point conversion is good. They convert that one. That's a big one there, as they're going to be 22-16. So now giving themselves a fighting chance if Exira can respond. But it's 22-16. Good response there from the Sidney Cowboys. 3:20 left in the third quarter. A touchdown each here to start the half. We'll be back after this on KMA Extreme to bring you more of this third quarter.
Business majors at Northwest Missouri State University gain the knowledge and the experiences of agriculture as well as business foundations. Northwest's faculty focuses on 4 core areas: agricultural finance, agricultural marketing, agricultural policy, and economics of agricultural production. Career opportunities in this field at Northwest include agricultural sales representative, grain merchandising, agricultural lender, operations manager, and claims adjuster. Find out more about an agricultural business major at Northwest Missouri State University.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there, sacrifices made by others, wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
22-16. Sidney leads with 3:20 left in the game, or in the third quarter. Big touchdown response there from the Sidney Cowboys, but big one there from Rylan Behrens to set it up with that big catch and yard after catch to really get that touchdown set up there, Kent.
Yeah, it really has. You know, Sidney's been able to break a few tackles that have led to some big plays that have kept drives alive. I'm sure that's one of the things Coach Buckholt's going to be really stressing in practice this week is the tackling. Nice part about how this schedule sets up for the Spartans. They have East Mills next week and then have a week off before district play starts. Boy, big play there on that kickoff. Little scribbler down the sideline. Spartans were waiting for it to go out of bounds and just died right on the sideline. Finally, Kilworth had to pick it up. And they'll start this drive on the 10-yard line. (22-16) Spartans, 3:17 to go here in the third quarter.
So we'll be 1st and 10 here for Exira EHK after that confusion on that kick return. It's going to be Kilworth, going to give it to Brabham. Brabham's got a room, and he got room to run. Someone's going to have to take a good angle, or else he would have been gone there. Nice run from Bryce Brabham. And, man, just both teams, they're trading blows back and forth. EHK, good drive to get a touchdown. Sidney back to it. Man, EHK comes firing back. Nice run by Bryce Brabham. Good play design.
Yeah, it really is. They've really found something with moving him out to the slot position and running him on those jet sweeps. He's able to use his speed and get outside. 16 carries now for Brabham. I have him for 97 yards.
3:10 left in the third quarter. More Sidney Cowboys kind of coming down with cramps here. Week 0 in August. I could have predicted that here. Clock is rolling. 22-16. Sidney leads. Ball on the 28-yard line after that nice run from Brabham to set up a first down. He's back there with Olsen in motion. 1st and 10. They're going to fake and run. They got Kilworth wide open. What a play call. You just deke him in, and then you go deep. That is a play as old as time, and the Spartans convert. Bryce Brabham, great throw. Kilworth made the nice catch. Touchdown, Exira with the response. Woo, what a play.
Well, you'd mentioned the players from Sidney that are cramping up. They had a lot of new players in there, especially in the secondary. And they really bit on that play fake and wide open. Touchdown, Spartans.
Touchdown, Spartans to make it a tie ball game at the moment. 22-22, 2:39 as they go for their 2-point conversion. Brabham and Olsen back there. A 52-yard catch from Dawson Kilworth. Keeper from Brabham. The Cowboys trying to corral him in, but they cannot do it. It's converted. Brabham gets in there. makes it 24-22. Another response there from the Spartans and Coach Buckholt. 2:39 left in the third quarter. They'll be kicking off here as they take the 2-point lead. Sidney Cowboys looking to respond their own way here on their second possession. Late third quarter ball. Exira EHK up by 2 here in week 0.
With a chronic respiratory condition, Rogers Pharmacy can provide what you need. Rogers Pharmacy offers a full line of respiratory equipment like oxygen, BiPAP, CPAP, and nebulizers. Rogers Pharmacy isn't a big box pharmacy where you may have to wait for days and weeks to get what you need. They're a full-service, independent, family-owned pharmacy, and they go above and beyond to offer you the quality service and products you deserve. See Rogers Pharmacy in Tarkio, Maryville, Mound City, St. Joseph, and Stanberry, Missouri. Visit Rogers Pharmacy online at rogersrx.com.
Even Stenzel stretching himself out, trying to get loosened up. I mean, we'll just see how this goes. These moms for the Sidney Cowboys need to be rushing some Gatorades down to that sideline. 2:39 left in the third quarter. 2-point lead for the Spartans of Exira EHK. Getting ready to kick off here. Allen Olson will be kicking off to Stenzel and Mount. They've been effective on these kick returns too here, Kent, to set themselves up.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. Stenzel, anytime he has the ball in his hands, is a threat to break it. Just the change of pace that he has. Really shifty.
Here's a short kick. It's going to bounce right to Stenzel. He gets it on a running start. He gets an edge, and he's got another hole. And I think no one's going to catch him this time. Stenzel, who's been dangerous all night, and caps this one off. And, man, I cannot believe they didn't have all eyes on him. Aiden Stenzel, touchdown. Just a counterpunch of the heavyweight fighters here. Another touchdown. That's going to tie or take the lead back for Sidney on the kick return from Aiden Stenzel, 28-24.
Boy, he was able just to flash a little bit of his speed, made a nice cut at the end to take it to the house. And you can kind of tell that both teams are getting a little tired, and that's kind of why we're seeing some of these big plays going on. But we're in for an exciting finish to this thing. Holy cow.
2:27 left. Not much time taken there for the Cowboys to respond. Lawman going to be back out there for that 2-point conversion. Stenzel's on his left-hand side. Mount is next to him. Stenzel in motion. Fake to Stenzel. Pass to Boyd. Can't be handled. Hot one there. No good. Score remains 28-24. 2:27 left in the third quarter here. Sidney takes the lead. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this to bring you more of the third quarter.
This is Sid with Schaff Ag near Trainer. I'm learning all of the ins and outs of agronomy with my dad, Shane. I've learned that Pioneer seed is second to none and that they back that up with proven products and yields. I've also learned that if our customers have a question or a concern, we'll work until we figure out the answer or solution. I'm learning all of this because at Schaff Ag, we've made a commitment, and that commitment is our family helping yours. Call Shane at 712-520-1333.
Shenandoah Medical Center, in collaboration with MD West 1, provides the most comprehensive orthopedic care in our region. Whether you have pain stemming from an athletic injury or overuse, you will have immediate access to high-quality orthopedic care. My name is Michael Delcor, and I am an orthopedic surgeon specializing in the upper extremity. Whatever the case, I will work with you to determine the best treatment plan. For more information about our extensive orthopedic coverage, simply call 712-246-7400.
All right, welcome back, KMA Extreme listeners, watchers. Aiden Stenzel, kick return is the response here. Makes it 28-24. They have that 4-point lead. Stenzel will be the one kicking off here to the Spartans. Spartans got Rye Butler back there for the first time I've called that name alongside him, Blake Nelson. Maybe this is their chance to give Bryce Brabham just a breather. Nelson will be the one returning it. He gets brought down quickly. Nice open field tackle there from Flint Bell. EHK is going to be starting it from the 26-yard line here. Nobody's been held back in the second half so far.
It's Sidney really emptying the bench. We're playing a lot of players this half. Garrett Thompson comes on the field, another freshman. We'll be playing nose guard, 220-pound freshman.
So it's going to be first down here. Nelson was the man in motion. They're going to do another pass. That was their first pass, went for 52 yards. The next one batted down by Penn Kingsolver. Man, back-to-back passes there. That would have surprised me at least. Good thing Kingsolver was out there to bat the ball down.
Yeah, they had that set up pretty good. Just a little screen pass out to the left, and Kingsolver was just able to jump up and knock it away.
Ball's on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10 to go. Brabham breaks the huddle. Pretty balanced set there. Kilworth goes in motion. Brabham on the keeper up the middle. Good defense there from Sidney. Minimal gain. Does get 2 or 3. But that Sidney front up there, plugging that hole. Garrett Thompson was the one in there, like you just mentioned.
Yeah, that's a big play for the Sidney defense. You have the Spartans right where you want them. Zaire hasn't thrown the football a ton tonight. You've got him 3rd and 8.
Yeah, 3rd and 8. Yeah, that's not where Coach Buckholt wants his squad on their side of the field.
You know, the Spartans have had success moving Brabham out to the slot and running him in that jet sweep, but it looks like they're going to leave him at the QB position.
Deep drop back in that shotgun position. Pretty balanced set. 2 receivers on that far side. It's going to be a pass, so let's see what Brabham can do here. Nice ball just behind his receiver, though, incomplete. 3rd and 8 goes to 4th and 8. Big stop there for Sidney.
Yeah, really the first traditional pass play we've seen from the Spartans tonight.
So hard to tell, Nate, man, because it's pretty much the same 7 or 8 guys that are out there for the special teams as well. Looks like Justin Kilworth will be back in punt position. But, hey, keep your head on the swivel if you're the Cowboys, though. But if you want to talk about keep your head on a swivel, this punt coverage team's got Aiden Stenzel to deal with back there. Man in motion is Butler. It is a punt that gets off high and short. No return appears it's going to happen. A little bit of a Spartan roll as well. Going to be down at the 20-yard line here. Decent kick from the Spartans. I think both teams will take that result. So Sidney gets the ball back here. Didn't really get the ball last time because Aiden Stenzel just did it all on the kick return for a touchdown. So marching Evan Lahman back up there. Been impressive so far. And Rylan Barons has been that guy he's leaned on. 28-24. They have that 4-point lead. 1:14 in the 3rd left.
That's been a very entertaining game.
Most definitely. Ball in the Sidney 20. Stenzel's going to get it on a jet sweep after he was the one in motion. Cuts it inside. Never did get brought down. He gets pushed out. Maybe a 5 or 6 yard gain on first down. Nice little play there.
It looks like Zach Boyd's coming up limping a little bit for the Cowboys again. I know he's been battling some cramps here the last few minutes.
Flint Bell will be the one subbing in here. So that opening run there from Stenzel gets it to 2nd and 5. One of those situations where I feel like Coach Wallace has that open playbook. You don't know what's coming here. Lahman back there gets it. Gets a nice simple handoff to Mount. Mount does shed a couple tackles. Does get brought down quickly, though. So 3rd and 5 coming up here after that Mount rush.
Yeah, that was Hansen in again for the Spartans. You know, we talked about big play for the Sidney defense a few minutes ago. You got another one right here for the Spartans if they can force a 3 and out.
After both teams trade possession touchdowns and then Aiden Stenzel has a kick return, we got a stop from the Sidney defense to get the ball back and potentially the Spartans getting off the field here themselves. 30 seconds left in the quarter. 3rd and 4. Mount's got the ball on that right side. He's got a hole and the first down. Lunges forward. Gets that first down. Good play there. Good push from the offensive line.
Yeah, I've been impressed with this Sidney offensive line so far tonight. You really didn't know what you were going to get coming into this game, and they've held up pretty well.
7-yard rush there from the senior Mount. He's been there, short yardage, hard yard gain guy tonight. He's setting up all the other plays and doing well when he has the ball in his hands. Lunging forward, 1st and 10 here for the Cowboys, and that quarter will end. It's going to be the 4th quarter coming up here. 28-24, Sidney does lead. 28-24, going into the fourth quarter. We'll be back here on Game Extreme to bring you the rest of this Week 0 matchup here. Sidney leads by 4, has the ball, looking to do more damage as we get back from this break.
T&T Ford outside Red Oak will have you taking notice. Sure, the name and logo are nice, but those trucks, and more trucks are guaranteed to catch your eye. And Ag Country trucks aren't just about convenience, they're part of the operation. And the sales team at T&T Ford can help you find and finance the right Ford truck to take you from to-do to done with efficiency. Plus, their service team has the know-how to keep your truck at its best. New name, new experience. T&T Ford just east of Red Oak and anytime at tntford.com.
Our name says it all. We're Total Farm Solutions. This is Eric with TFS, and when it comes to your operation, we want to be your total partner in and out of the field. We're your Pioneer seed dealer, along with bulk options and seed treatments. And we study genetics, offering scouting and agronomic solutions. Taking care of our customer is part of our total service. We're Total Farm Solutions. Give us a call or find our office just outside of Carson.
All right, fourth quarter about to get underway here. Evan Lawman, 1st and 10 for the Cowboys coming up. Nothing going there on the first play of the fourth quarter.
That was a good job. Anthony Young on the tackle. Yeah, that's a big game for the Cowboys. You know, opening night, you always want to come out with a win, but the way this schedule sets up for Sidney, they've got 2 really tough games the next couple weeks, hosting Bedford next week and then traveling to Woodbine for their district opener. And Woodbine, top 5 team in the state by most people's predictions.
Second and long coming up after that negative rush from Lawman. There's a snap. Lawman does have it. Gets hit hard. He gets another no gain. Man, hit real hard there by Anthony Young. First time I've called his name tonight. Big hit there.
Yeah, Gus Grieving was in there as well. We haven't seen Lawman run the ball a whole lot tonight.
Back-to-back runs. 3rd and 11 coming up now. See what Coach Wallace draws up here. Gonna be interesting. Let's call that second down play. A real kind of an interesting play call. 3rd and long coming up here. Stenzel on this near side. Flint Bell out far. Barron's also on this near side. Stenzel's the one. Bad snap. Stenzel was in motion. Bad snap had to be just jumped on from Lawman. So 4th and long, and expect a punt coming up here from the Cowboys.
Yeah, fortunate break for Sidney. That'll put them back in punt position. Spartans will have the ball in decent field position. At least they should have. They don't have anybody back to field the punt right now.
Cowboys get their personnel out there. Spartans not expecting anything. They don't have anybody back there at all. They're playing it safe. Stenzel is the punter. It does get it off. I believe someone might have got a hand on it. It does take a Cowboy roll, and it will roll inside the 30-yard line. Going to be down about the 28. So kind of the exact same possession. Kicked about the exact same position as well. So the Spartans will be getting the ball back for the first time in the fourth quarter. They're down by 4, 28-24, 9:40 left in the game here.
Yeah, kind of an interesting thing for the Spartans there because they didn't have anybody back, but the punt didn't go very far, and they had a player that could have fair caught it, saved themselves about 15 yards. But
1st and 10 here. Brabham has Olsen next to him. 2 receivers to his right. Handoff to Olsen. Has a good hole up the middle. He's brought down, but about after 5 or 6. Mount's the one that brings him down by the ankles. Damage done, though, after a 5-yard gain from Olsen.
Yeah, that was a good ankle tackle. Probably a touchdown-saving ankle tackle there for Sidney.
Good chunk of yards on first down for the Spartans. Brabham, empty backfield with Kilworth and Olsen at that slot position. Kilworth is the one in motion. They've been making it a strong run to the right when they do this, and they do it again. Spin move. Brabham's brought down just shy of the first down. A flag comes down from the deep referee in the secondary.
Yeah, that's usually in the area of holding. That'd be a big penalty on the Spartans if that's what it is.
Not many penalties tonight either. I mean, there have been some. Both teams playing a pretty clean game here in this Week 0 matchup, mid to late August. So it looks like it will be holding. And there it is, holding, as the Spartans will move backwards. .902 left in the game. 2nd and 10 coming up. Ball will be on the 29, 28-yard line here. Brabham's back there. Olsen tight to him. He'll just keep it with lead blockers ahead of him. Does fall forward. So penalty takes them back to the original line of scrimmage. The run gets them back to about where they were. So 5-yard run there from Brabham.
Yeah, Tate Mount in on the tackle for the Cowboys.
So about 3rd and 5 to go here. Big play once again. Big third downs in this second half been happening. Great storyline here for Week 0 so far. Sidney Cowboys doing a great job of corralling Bryce Brabham this year. Had 200 yards rushing last year against the Cowboys. They have held him to containing him so far. He fakes the run, going back for another deep pass. They scored earlier on this. Great defense there from Zach Boyd, the safety, not to get deked on the fake. He was step with Kilworth and knocked down that pass. Good play.
Well, same play they ran for that big touchdown that they had earlier in the third quarter.
4th and 5 now.
Yeah, that time, once again, you mentioned it. Boyd was stride for stride with him.
Big play coming up here for the Sidney defense. Let's take a look at that defensive front and the linebackers as well, see what gaps they can fill.
Yeah, this is a big play because if the Cowboy defense can hold him, they're going to get great field position.
And have the lead still, 28-24, 7:50 left in the game. 4th and 5 here with Brabham at quarterback, going to go back for a pass. I didn't expect that. He throws off his back foot. Defender fell, but the ball cannot get tracked down. That was a Kilworth on the intended pass. Turnover on downs. Sidney gets the ball back. Huge defensive stop there from the Cowboys.
Boy, Sidney had a defender in there pressuring.
The defender that fell is still down cramping too.
I think that was Jacob Hanshaw that was in providing the pressure.
So another cramp situation here. Sidney has a player down. They're going to have the ball 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, let that player gain their composure. We'll be back to bring you more of this fourth quarter. 7:44 left in the game. Sidney with the ball and the lead here, mid-fourth quarter.
Our name says it all. We're Total Farm Solutions. This is Eric with TFS, and when it comes to your operation, we want to be your total partner in and out of the field. We're your Pioneer seed dealer, along with bulk options and seed treatments. And we study genetics, offering scouting and agronomic solutions. Taking care of our customer is part of our total service. We're Total Farm Solutions. Give us a call or find our office just outside of Carson.
That was Rylan Barron's the one that injured. He has to come out for a play. So Sidney's going to have 1st and 10 out there. The ball's on their side of the field. Mount going to get the handoff. Is a fake to Mount, and Lawman pulls it and gets a wide open, nobody in front of him, and that fake works to perfection. Lawman, 34-yard touchdown, and Sidney really gets a big one there, Kent.
Oh, that was huge. That's the first time we've seen him pull it on that jet sweep action. And what a time to do it. Completely fooled the Spartan defense.
34-yard run for the freshman to get a touchdown, and more importantly, to get up by 10.
Yeah, if there's any saving grace for the Spartans is it happened early, and Sidney wasn't able to run some time off the clock because they still have plenty of time to come back. 2-possession game.
7:35 left. Stenzel, we're going to try to cap off the 2-point conversion, make it a 12-point lead, and he waltzes in. He does so. So make that 36-24, big lead there, big touchdown for the Spartans. We'll be back to bring you the kickoff here. 7:35 left in the game. Sidney going to be kicking off with a 12-point lead here. K-May Extreme. 7:35 left in this big Week 0 matchup.
T&T Ford outside Red Oak will have you taking notice. Sure, the name and logo are nice, but those trucks, and more trucks are guaranteed to catch your eye. And Ag Country trucks aren't just about convenience, they're part of the operation. And the sales team at T&T Ford can help you find and finance the right Ford truck to take you from to-do to done with efficiency. Plus, their service team has the know-how to keep your truck at its best. New name, new experience. T&T Ford just east of Red Oak and anytime at tntford.com.
Sure what you want to do with your life? Feel like your job is at a standstill? Get your foot in the door with area manufacturing companies at Iowa Western Community College's SEAM program. Sign up now in the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing through IWCC. Classes are just 2 early evenings a week with holidays and summers off. Improve your current skills and learn new ones that will give you a new career or even enhance your current one. For more information on SEAM, contact IWCC's Clarinda Center at 712-542-5117.
All right, welcome back here, K-May Extreme watchers. Big 34-yard touchdown run from freshman Evan Lahman to make it 36-24. Sidney lead, 7:35 left in the game. They're getting ready to kick off here from Aiden Stenzel to the Spartans. Squib kick will go out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So Exira's going to have decent field position.
Yeah, if you're the Spartans, you make them re-kick this thing? I don't know. I almost do. They hadn't been kicking it very far.
Just the speedsters out there with being at Bryce Brabham. I think he's just had the ball so much. They're trying not to have him in those special teams positions. If he was fresh leg, I'd say you give him a shot, but they're just going to take the good field position and start off 1st and 10.
Yeah, that's a big drive for the Spartans. 7:35 to go in the game, down 12.
Ball will be on the 25-yard line.
Illegal procedures to call against the Cowboys.
What is it? Oh, then it's a 5-yard penalty from when it goes out of bounds. So it'll be like the 26, 7-yard line to start it off here. Brabham back there. Actually, that is going to be Kilworth on the fake for the quarterback carry. Bulls forward, probably 3 yards on that first down run. Kilworth with a good amount of rushes, usually falls forward to the, say, 31-yard line. Makes it 2nd and manageable. 2nd and 5, 6 probably 6 or 7, I should say.
It was Flint Bell and Kingsolver in on that last tackle for Sidney.
Another run here from the Spartans up the middle. Minimal gain, maybe a gain of 1, makes it 3rd and 5. But that clock is ticking.
Flint Bell again in on the stop.
.640 left in the game. 3rd and 5, long 5 at that. And the Spartans are still getting the play call in. We're getting some subs in late. Getting the Sidney defense a chance to catch their breath. The lineman in there at the moment, Bryce Winters, a freshman, along the senior Kingsolver. Jacob Hanshaw in on the line as well. Hanshaw's going to go in for the pass rush. Brabham getting some good protection, but that's going to be picked off from Stenzel for his second one of the night. Brabham couldn't get his legs underneath it. Ended up short. Stenzel picks it off. Makes a couple guys miss. Makes Brabham miss, and Stenzel will return it for a touchdown. Have yourself a season opener. Aiden Stenzel, touchdown Sidney. And that might really put something in it there.
Yeah, there is a penalty flag down on the Spartans sideline. I think it's against the Spartans, but I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But
it's kind of around the first down mark is where we're at. Everyone stopped celebrating. It was going to be pretty obvious. There was a penalty out there. So it might be against Exira. It's going to be denied. Touchdown stands. What a play there for Sidney and Aiden Stenzel. 42-24, 6 minutes left in the game.
Wow, what an open field runner Aiden Stenzel is. We've seen it on a punt return, a kickoff return. Now here on the pick six. He's kind of done a little bit of everything tonight.
42-24. They're going to go for their 2-point conversion to make it an even bigger lead. Let's see. He picked that off about the 30-yard line or so. So probably a 45-yard interception return there from Aiden Stenzel. Lahman on the keeper. Changes direction. Gets brought down but falls forward. 2-point conversion good. Make it a 20-point lead for the Cowboys here in their Week 0 matchup. Man, that was... Go ahead, Kenny. You say it.
I was going to say, you can just see the confidence growing in all these young kids that the Cowboys have put on the field tonight. We mentioned not a lot of experience coming back with this Sidney group, and they've had a lot of young players step up, especially freshmen that have stepped up and played.
Yeah, they do have a lot of, yeah. And you know what? Call them freshmen on the field of sorts. A lot of guys, this is some of their varsity minutes. Rylan Barons didn't have a stat last year.
No.
Zach Boyd had 1 rush for 4 yards.
Yep.
He had 1 tackle last year.
Just a sophomore. Hanshaw's just a sophomore.
Let's see here. I did write something down. They graduated 7 seniors. They returned no passes thrown from last year, and they returned 14 carry attempts. That doesn't mean anything to Coach Wallace, though. He coached 0 minutes last year for him. Man, they've really put it together, though. They look like a Week 4 or 5 team here in Week 0 as they are up 44-24 with 6 minutes left.
Yeah, this one's going to send some shockwaves across Southwest Iowa because I don't think anybody was expecting this. You know, they were talking about the Spartans maybe being a dark horse in their district, which they very well may still be.
Yeah, definitely.
Districts have really changed a lot this year. The Spartans in District 9 with Arweva, Audubon, who's top 10 pick in most people, Cam, solid program, Coon Rapids, Bayard, Glidden, Ralston, and Griswold. We mentioned Sidney's district where they open up with Woodbine, another top 10 team, Fremont Mills. Boy, they're loaded again this year.
Yeah, no one wanted to play them in a Week 0 game. Them or Woodbine couldn't find an opponent, and I think we all know why.
Yeah, Boyer Valley moves into the district this year along with Stanton and East Mills.
So it is going to be they're going to have to down it. Brabham touched the ball. It rolled to the 1. And he's just going to have to fall on it. And Exira is going to be on the 2-yard line here. Things kind of just unraveling here for Coach Buckholt and his squad.
Yeah, it really is. You know, it's a little panic that time on Grabham. He had time to pick it up, and you just don't know that with your back to the defense. And
so they're going to have their back to the wall to start off this drive, down 20 and under 6 minutes left to go. And your last pass attempt got picked off. Imagine Aiden Stenzel will be glued to Jocelyn Kilworth wherever he goes for the rest of the game. Empty backfield, Brabham back to pass. Quick one on the out pattern to Hansen. Hansen makes a nice catch. Gets a first down. That's first catch of the game, and hey, that's what you need if you're the Spartans.
Yeah, if you're Sidney right now, you're just telling your players don't get beat deep. You can allow these 7- and 8-yard plays. That clock keeps running. 3 timeouts left for both teams.
13-yard pass play for the first down. Still empty backfield for Brabham. Another quick pass here. It was dangerously getting close to getting picked off. Incomplete. Kilworth couldn't come down with it. The Cowboys were glued to their receivers.
And it was Flint Bell that came up and made the hit to break that up.
Senior playing mostly defense tonight. Been in the middle of the field often for the Cowboys. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, a little side note, Flint makes a great pizza. Works down at Casey's.
Ah, there we go.
I tell you what, he does a nice job down there.
Stenzel's done pretty well then. I might still just give it to Flint Bell for player of the game then just for that. 5:45 left in the game. 2nd and long. Brabham just keeps it. Sidney corrals him in. Not much gain, maybe 2. Going to be 3rd and very long here, especially late in the game for the Spartans.
Yeah, there was a freshman Winters that came up and made the tackle. He's done a nice job at the nose guard position tonight for Sidney.
Playing a lot in the second half as well. Maybe it's just because I didn't notice it too much in the first half. But, man, that 7-7's been out there a lot. And as I say that, he trots off.
You know, and they replaced him with another freshman. Yeah, Garrett Thompson coming in. Yeah, Coach Wallace has really done a nice job rotating players in and trying to keep people fresh. And
they've all been effective. Hobby has made a couple nice plays defensively. Clock is rolling, 3rd and 8 to go. Brabham drops back, looking far side of the field, throws off his foot. Pretty good throw, really. Just the defense was there, couldn't get enough space for Kilworth to come down with it. Incomplete pass. Really impressive pass there from Brabham.
Yeah, it was Zach Boyd on the coverage again. He's done a nice job back there at that safety position. Broken up a couple pass plays.
Still one more play to complete here for that secondary of Sidney. 4th and 8 coming up. On their own 17-yard line for the Spartans. Under 5 minutes left to go here, 4th and long. Actually looks like they're going to punt because they got Kilworth back about 11 yards, and they're going to do a hard count and get one of those youngsters of the Cowboys to jump off. Yeah, that's probably. I bet Coach Wallace actually likes that happened because now he has something to gripe about in the video room about some of these maybe early season mistakes. Penalty's going to get him 5 yards closer, maybe 4th and 4 now.
Yeah, I would expect the Spartans to go for it now. It was kind of a smart play on their part. Because if you didn't get him to jump, 5-yard penalty for a delay game is really not going to hurt you that much. But now it gives you an opportunity to maybe pick up a first down.
Spartans getting their personnel in there offensively. You know, I don't know if it's happenstance or what, but I haven't seen very much of Jack Lassick for the Spartans out there. Their big offensive lineman. Brabham on 4th down, scrambles around, gets a first down, does a good job to get the chains moving, and gets out of bounds. So the drive continues here on that 5 or 6 yard rush.
Yeah, Sidney kind of playing prevent defense and didn't have much of a pass rush that time. And Brabham was able to just kind of take his time when he rolled out, was able to pick up that first down.
First and 10 after the chains move. Brabham empty backfield. Brabham's got plenty of time. Good chuck. He's got Butler open, but just couldn't really track the ball in the air. Incomplete pass. Boyd there on the coverage once again.
Yeah, good closing speed on Boyd. I think just a little bit of miscommunication. Brabham thought his receiver was going to continue downfield, and Butler just kind of found that open spot and pulled up.
And Lassick is back in there, so it was just happenstance. I didn't see him. 4:42 left in the game. 2nd and 10 for Coach Buckholt and the Spartans. Olsen will be next to Brabham back there in the formation. More time for Brabham to throw. Has his feet underneath him. Delivers a good ball. Drops it in. Kilworth is out of bounds. Caught the ball but didn't have his feet in. Man, incomplete pass. That would have been a nice game.
Yeah, it was one of the better throws of the night for Brabham. Just kind of laid that in over the defense, and just an unfortunate play that the receiver was out of bounds.
Sidney defense has kind of traded the aggressiveness for playing smart out there, and that's been giving Brabham time here on these last 3 or 4 throws. 3rd and 10 coming up here. Boyd back deep defensively. Stenzel well off his receiver as well. Brabham back there on the empty, rolls out, doesn't get it off. Not going to get a first down for sure, and nonetheless, it's still incomplete. So 4th and 10 coming up here after a couple incompletions.
Yeah, you mentioned the Spartans struggled with their passing game early in the year last year before they got things figured out. And once again, it's been a little bit of a struggle tonight. They just have 3 completions out of 14 attempts.
4:29 left in the game. 4th and 10 here. Kind of feels like if they don't convert here, maybe that's it, that's all here in this week 0 matchup. 4th and 10 as Brabham breaks the huddle. Kilworth, his favorite receivers, this near side towards us. He will be the inside receiver. Olsen next to him in the middle. Brabham back to throw, does have time, finds a guy. Good defensive effort there from Boyd, timed it well. Good pass from Brabham, but Boyd breaks it up, turns over on downs, and that probably does it. As the Sidney Cowboys come up with a big defensive stop here. 4:23 left in the game, and they're up 20 points and have the ball.
Well, and Boyd did exactly what the coaches told him to do. Don't let anybody behind you. Stay behind the receivers, and then he did a nice job breaking on the ball, was able to knock it away, give the Cowboys the football, then Spartan territory at the 32.
So that big defensive stop gets them the ball back.
26, I guess.
4:23 left in the game. They are getting back out there. Lahman will be out there. Mount as well. All the usual suspects for the Cowboys break this huddle here. And they got the ball on their opposing 26, 27-yard line. 1st and 10 here. Lahman going to keep it up the middle. Had a moment, but then he gets tackled quickly. Minimal gain, maybe 3 yards to make it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and if you're Sidney, you just want to keep that clock moving. You'll probably see them hold the huddle and probably try to snap it with 2 or 3 seconds left on that play clock.
That clock is now under 4 minutes to go here. 2nd and a long 7 to go here when Lahman breaks the huddle. They can take 15 more seconds off here. Lahman will have Mount next to him, his senior running back he can lean on. Stenzel is going to get it on that jet sweep. He gets a good corner and gets more yards, a first down. And he adds to his great night here with 3:30 left in the game.
And once again, the thing that makes Stenzel so impressive is the way he can control his body, that start and stop. It just looks like he glides, and then he turns it on, and then he just kind of glides again. And really tough for that Spartan defense to get a good read on him.
Turns a sharp corner as well, just plants 1 foot down, and then he can just cut inside. And those long strides, like you said, just glides is a pretty good way to put it there, Kent. Under 3 minutes left to go as they break the huddle. 11-yard line. They can still get a first down as well. Mount up the middle, going to get nothing, but that clock's going to roll.
It looks like Spartans may use their first timeout here.
They're going to start stopping the clock. They'll take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. Back after this to bring you the 44-24 game here. Sidney leading week 0 matchup. 4th quarter, 2:35 left in the game. We'll be back right after this here on KMA Extreme.
Ready to grow your future with a bank that truly cares? Welcome to Malvern Bank, where we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success. At Malvern Bank, we specialize in ag loans that help our local farmers thrive. Whether you're planting seeds for the future or expanding your current operations, we've got the financing solutions to help your farm flourish. So why wait? Visit us today and see how Malvern Bank can make a difference in your life. Together, let's grow our future. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Nutrien Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrien Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
All right, welcome back here. KMA Extreme, 2:40 left in the game. 2nd and 10 here for the Cowboys. Handoff to Tate Mountain up the middle. He is plugged up. Going to be a loss on 2nd down. 3rd and 12 coming up here. 2:30 left in the game. Exira going to take another timeout here.
Yeah, that was a good job by Alan Olson from the Spartans coming to make that tackle.
So when it comes to some of these stats, really balanced rushing here for the Sidney Cowboys. Tate Mountain just had his 14th rush. He's got 51 yards to lead the way. He does have a touchdown. Stenzel, 10 rushes, 44 yards. Lawman, 15 on 37, but a lot of that was on that 34-yard touchdown run on that option fake. And really passing, I mean, after starting 0 for 2 to start the game on those overthrows, he's 5 of 6 since. 88 yards and a touchdown. Obviously, his big target's been Rylan Barons tonight. 4 catches, 74 yards, all of those in traffic. 1 of those for a touchdown. 1 of those to set up a touchdown. Offensively for Kyle Wallace, has to be pretty happy tonight. 2:30 left in the game. They break their huddle. 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13 to go. Lawman back there with Mount behind him. An expected handoff to Mount. Mount bounces backwards, makes one man miss, gets past the line of scrimmage, and man, he peeks out, and he's going to end up scoring. Squeaks through a bunch of arm tackles, never stops the feet, benefits with a touchdown. Man, Sidney's really pouring it on.
Wow, and we talked about the tackling issues for the Spartans, and they had him. There was 2 different people that had him that time, and Mount wouldn't be denied, and he just broke it, went down the sideline.
Touchdown run for Tate Mount really caps off this win here, making it 50-24 with 2:24 left. Great season and home and opener here for the Cowboys as they go for this 2-point conversion. $50-24 is a score on that 2-point conversion. It is in. Barons is in for that one, 52-24. Cowboys really looking impressive tonight here in this Week 0 matchup. We'll be back after this to bring you more of this Week 0 matchup here on KMA.
Business majors at Northwest Missouri State University gain the knowledge and the experiences of agriculture as well as business foundations. Northwest's faculty focuses on 4 core areas: agricultural finance, agricultural marketing, agricultural policy, and economics of agricultural production. Career opportunities in this field at Northwest include agricultural sales representative, grain merchandising, agricultural lender, operations manager, and claims adjuster. Find out more about an agricultural business major at Northwest Missouri State University.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there. Sacrifices made by others. Wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back here. Week 0 matchup of Sidney and Exira EHK. All Sidney so far here, especially late. Counter punches going back and forth here to start the second half, but man, Sidney is the one that maintained it. Just really kept the pedal down all night, looked really well doing it as well. A lot of good things from Aiden Stenzel, but really a good team effort overall here from the Cowboys.
Yeah, to me, the turning point was that kickoff return that Stenzel had in the 3rd quarter. It looked like, the Spartans had kind of grabbed the momentum and had the lead. And, boy, one play really changed this game.
Nelson returns it, gets about the 33-yard line for Exira EHK. Start their offensive possession.
Stenzel on the tackle for Sidney.
So last year, Exira coming away with the at that moment, district win. But this year, Sidney getting redemption. A lot of these guys didn't even play in that game last year. Tate Mount, Aiden Stenzel, Ben Kingsolver did. And they're getting a sweet taste of redemption here with 2:17 left, and they're up by 28 points here. Brabham going to be back for pass. Does get one off. Bobbled, not caught. Couldn't get corralled by Hansen. Incomplete here. So the bad fourth quarter continuing on here for the whole Spartans team, really. Not exactly how they wanted to start, but still, I mean, a lot of good things you can pull away here if you're Coach Buckholt.
Well, like I said, with non-district, especially you get a non-district game next week with East Mills, then you get a week off before district play works. So that's where you want to try to make all your improvement, just get some stuff on film and things that you need to work on.
Like Kent said, they'll be taking on East Mills. Brabham back for a pass, but I believe Stenzel should have had his third pick there. Jumped a little early. Incomplete pass, though. Nonetheless, Sidney still gets a stop of sorts on that play.
Yeah, 30 straight points by the Cowboys. Spartans had a 24-22 lead in the third quarter.
Kent said that Spartans, EHK, will be taking on East Mills next week in their other non-district. Sidney, like he said, also getting that big test, another home one. They get Bedford coming into town. Bedford going to be their first game of the year. A lot of guys that have to step up for them as well. I'm sure they're watching this game. Brabham is back to pass here. 3rd and 10 to go. Can't connect with Kilworth. Another incomplete pass. A lot of good things that Coach Wallace can pull from the very first game here as the Sidney Cowboys head coach. We're at under 2 minutes to go here. 4th and 10 for Exira EHK on this one. Kilworth looks like he's going to be back to punt. No one really back too far. Boyd is back there, but I don't think they're too concerned with recovering this. Punt is off. It is short. No return going to happen here for the Cowboys. They get the ball back with 1:52 and expect them to just roll that clock off. They're going to get the ball about the 35, 36-yard line here on their side of the field.
Yeah, this is a huge win for Coach Wallace and his staff. As the new coach, you just never know how the kids are going to buy in. We talked about he came in late. Coach Bales was only here for a year, very popular with the kids. And I know they were kind of devastated when he left. And Coach Wallace came in, and I don't think there's going to be any problem with buy-in after tonight. They've done an outstanding job getting these kids ready to play, and a lot of kids have seen the field, gaining experience.
They're playing in the style of, that they've already bought into it because they are doing exactly what he's been preaching, it looks like tonight. Well-oiled machine offensively. Everyone looking good defensively as well. Hat on hats. And another run by Lahman here on first down. Makes a couple moves. Does get near a first down and then some. Gets brought down after a 12-yard run here from the freshman.
I've been singing Coach Wallace's praises, but I don't know if I'd have my freshman quarterback running the football with 2 minutes left.
He kind of thought it was just going to be a formality calling a run play out there, but these youngsters are still going to be trying hard. They still want to keep going. 1:30 and counting left. They've had a freshman running back that hasn't got a handoff yet. Colin Ward's been back beside Lahman. Let's see if he demands him. Hey, give the ball to number 9 here. Let this clock just tick, tick, tick. So 1st and 10, Lahman back there. Does hand off to Ward. Ward goes up the middle, gets a yard or two gain, gets in the stat book. And we are at 1 minute sharp, so one more play. Here's all the formality for the Sidney Cowboys until they become 1-0 here. Start this 2025 campaign. Second and 7, we are all down to formalities at this point. Sidney going to be 1-0. Coach Wallace getting that big first win. Smiles all over the sidelines for the Cowboys. As long as this isn't incomplete or goes out of bounds, this will be the last play of the game. Lawman handing off. Ward bounces, gets towards that sideline. And they're going to keep it going on. Ward rushes for about 5 yards, and that's going to be the last play of the game. Sidney coming away victorious, going to be 1-0 on the year. I mean, we've been saying it all game, Kent, but a lot of good things you can see from this, both sides of the ball for the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And like I said, you just didn't know what you were going to get with all these young players. And, boy, they really stepped up and played well tonight. And for a week 0 game, very efficient for Sidney. Back and forth game, and then Sidney, like I said, on a 30-0 run, middle of the third quarter on to finish it.
A lot of good things from them offensively. Balanced running attack, 15 rushes for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns for Tate Mount to lead the way. Evan Lawman also had 16 for 50 and a touchdown. Aiden Stenzel, 10 rushes, 44 big yards. Passing from Lawman in his freshman campaign, 5 of 8 for 88 yards and a touchdown. Got to mention Tate Mount had that reverse pass for 8 yards and a touchdown as well. That big one to Ben Kingsolver. That was his touchdown. Then Rylan Barron's big night on receiving end. 4 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown to lead Sidney. For Exira EHK, I mean, when it came to rushing, a lot of Bryce Brabham. He had 21 for 105 and a touchdown. Olsen, 7 for 44 and a touchdown. Didn't see much from him in the second half there, Kent.
No, really didn't. But, you know, Exira kind of figured some things out, especially early in that third quarter with Brabham spreading him out and giving him some jet sweeps. And I imagine they were kind of work on that, and obviously they need to work a little bit on the passing game. But, you know, the Spartans have a good football team. You know, it just kind of got away from them tonight, which happens in 8-man football, but I expect good things from them throughout the year.
Yeah, it was the passing side of things that didn't help out that balance. Only 2 catches on the night, 65 yards total. One of them, Justin Kilworth, that 52-yard touchdown on that nice play-action play. But Sidney comes away with that victory, 52-24. Thank you guys all for watching this Week 0 matchup. Sidney comes away. Kyle Wallace era underway. 1-0. Moving on to play Bedford next week. Exira EHK going to be playing East Mills. Thank you guys all for listening. Kent Larson, Dusty Scale on the call. Click on over to see if that game's still going on with Trevor, but we will see you guys next week for Week 1 of other people's season openers here on KMA.